For the Orioles, he's 0-2 with a 4.05. One more game between these two ball clubs tomorrow at 1:05. The A's will enjoy their first off day of 2010 on Monday, and then the Athletics welcome the Yankees as the Yanks come in to begin a 3-game series at 7:05 on Tuesday night. And Vince will have the starting lineups brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world.
Indeed it does, Ollie.
The MLB.TV graphics are really nice. Terry Crowley.
Ten seconds.
Mr. Bay, let's get to the starting lineups. They're brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. The Baltimore Orioles are 1-10. They had a players-only meeting prior to this afternoon's contest. It was led by Kevin Millwood. We'll see how that plays out as we get ready for Game 3 of the series. For Dave Tremblay, here's the lineup. Adam Jones leads off. He is in center. Batting second in right field, Nick Markakis. In the 3 spot is Matt Wieters, their catcher. Miguel Tejada, the XA, is at third base, batting fourth. Hitting fifth at DH is Luke Scott. In the 6th position in left field, Nolan Reimold. Ty Wigginton, who homered last night, will play second base and bat 7th. In the 8th spot is at first base. That's Garrett Atkins. And hitting 9th is the shortstop, Julio Lugo. The 31-year-old veteran, Jeremy Guthrie, out of Stanford, is off to an 0-2 start this year with a 4.05 earned run average. He is 1-3 lifetime against the A's with an inflated earned run average at better than 6. Again for the Birds of Baltimore, Jones in center, Markakis in right, and Wieters, the catcher, followed by Tejada at third, Scott the DH, and Reimold in left. Then Wigginton at second, Atkins at first, and Lugo is the shortstop. For the A's, leading the West with a mark of 8-4. Here's Bob Guerin's lineup as he delivered the card today to home plate. Rajai Davis leading off in center field. Batting second is Derek Barton at first. In the 3 spot with an 11-game hitting streak to begin the campaign is Ryan Sweeney. In the 4th position at third base, Kevin Kuzminoff. Kurt Suzuki catches and bats 5th. Hitting 6th as the DH is Eric Chavez. Gabe Gross gets another start in left field. He'll bat 7th. Hitting 8th, Adam Rosales at second base. Mark Ellis continues to be slowed by sore left hamstring. And Cliff Pennington, who drove in 2 more last night, giving him 10 RBIs on the season, is the shortstop, and he is batting 9th for the 31-year-old right-hander out of Lubbock, Texas. That is Justin Duchscher, 1-0 with 3.46 ERA. Duke leads the team out after he got a victory on Monday in Seattle, working into the 8th inning of a 4-0 victory. His first win in the big leagues since July of 2008. Of course, he missed the entire 2009 campaign with elbow issues and off-the-field issues as well. He says it's behind him now, just looking for a little more velocity on the fastball, but really in the outing on Monday at Safeco Field, vintage Justin Duchscher, fastball to both sides of the plate, cutter and a curveball, and masterful with his control. So Davis in center, Barton at first, and Sweeney in right. The middle 3 for the A's has Kuzminoff at third, Suzuki catches, and Chavez at DH. And the bottom 3, Gross in left, Rosales at second, and Pennington is the shortstop. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics for the private and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or retransmission of the descriptions and accounts of this game in any form without the express written consent of the Oakland Athletics is strictly prohibited. The A's are looking for their 9th win of the season. The Angels have already won today in Toronto. Texas is losing, and Seattle will play later tonight with Ryan Rowland-Smith against Justin Verlander. That's other action in the American League West. So we're ready for some Saturday afternoon baseball. Once again, here's Ken.
And the Orioles coming up with Adam Jones to lead it off. It'll be Jones, Markakis, and Wieters against the A's right-hander. We'd love to see you here tomorrow for the final game of the series as the A's take on the Orioles at 1:05. Then the Yankees in for 3 beginning on Tuesday night. 7:05 Tuesday, 7:05 Wednesday, and 12:35 on Thursday. And Ray Fosse's former ball club, the Indians, come in for a 3-game series next weekend. This is the longest homestand of the year for the A's.
That's why they have to take advantage, as they have done so far. Just keep it going.
Hi, Ray.
How are you, Ken?
Doing well. It's a beautiful day. It's day baseball, the tradition of Saturday day baseball at the Coliseum. And here's Adam Jones leading it off, hitting at .234 with a home run and 2 RBIs. The A's, the Black Tops, the Orioles, the Road Grays. Perfect conditions in the East Bay. And Duchscherer making his 3rd start of the campaign into the windup, and the pitch to Jones. Here it is. That's taken for a strike on the outside corner. 63 degrees at first pitch. Partly cloudy skies, a light breeze blowing. Jones, a right-handed hitter. Duchscherer ready into the windup, and the 0-1 pitch to Jones. It's taken inside in the count 1-1. A's with the gloves. Derek Barton at first. At second is Adam Rosales. The shortstop Cliff Pennington. Over at third, Kevin Kuzminoff. Behind the plate, Kurt Suzuki. Gabe Gross in left. Rajai Davis in center. Ryan Sweeney in right. Here's the 1-1 delivery. It bounces up there, and the count 2-1. Duchscherer was brilliant against the Mariners on Monday in Seattle. 7 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts, and he threw 96 pitches.
And after the first 2 wins by the A's in walk-off fashion, the starters have been picking up the victories, which is a good thing to see.
Here's the pitch by Duchscherer on the way, and it swung on and missed. So the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jones. Looked like a breaking ball or a cutter away, Ray.
Well, the cut fastball, his specialty pitch, especially the fastball count when the hitter's looking for the straight or the 4-seam fastball, he drops the cutter.
The 2-2 to Jones. There's a curveball. It swung on and fouled back, and the count holds at 2-2. Just 2 hits in that start allowed by Duchscherer. A 4th inning double by Franklin Gutierrez and a 6th inning single by Jose Lopez. And that was Duchscherer's first win in the big league since July 8th of 2008. Missing all of last year. Here's the pitch to Jones. The 2-2 dribble foul straight back. And the count holds at 2-2 to Adam Jones. Nick Markakis is on deck, and then Wieters. The A's at 8-4. When the day began, the Rangers were 2 games back, but as Vince said, they're losing. They're trailing the Yankees 7-3 in the 9th inning. Here's the 2-2 on the way, taken outside, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Angels have won. They defeated Toronto 6-3, so the Angels are now 5-7.
In a place where they normally don't play very good baseball, at Rogers Center / Sky Dome.
Now the 3-2 to Jones by Duchscherer. Outside corner, ring him up, perfect pitch, strike 3 called. Fastball right on the block.
You gotta like that. Adam Jones does it, but Justin Duchscherer, the paint master, not overpowered with a fastball, but he painted the outside corner and got the call from Ed Wild Bill Hickox.
He is behind the plate. Field and Coolbreath at first. Marty Foster at second. Gary Cedarstrom over at third. So here's Markakis, a left-handed hitter. And Duchscherer turns and delivers and misses outside. And the count 1-0.
Just thinking of the different strike zones. Marty Foster had the high strike working on the first game of the series Thursday last night. Cedarstrom had more of the low strike.
The 1-0 pitch taken outside. How much as a catcher did you really have to pay attention to that, Ray?
Well, with the American League umpires, when I started, they had the outside chest protector, the balloon, so they were all the same, all high ball umpires.
Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way. It's taken for a strike. That's one of the things they always talked about during the World Series back then, that you would have to adjust to that because the National League umpires would call the low strike. Absolutely. And the American League umpires wouldn't.
And that's why I'm glad they eventually all went to the one style, inside chest protector.
The 2-1 to Markakis by Duchscherer is low, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to the right fielder for Baltimore. One thing about the A's, and I mentioned this to Chris Townsend earlier, Ray, on Chris's show, the fact that I think it's really benefited the Athletics that the A's have played every day to start the season.
Absolutely.
The pitch to Markakis, a 3-1, is taken outside, and Markakis walks. That'll bring up Matt Wieters, who's batting at 278. Well, remember, there are several years in which the A's have gotten off to bad starts, Ray, where they'd have rainouts early or scheduled off days. You'd play 3 games, you'd have a day off, play a couple, have a day off, and it's tough to get into the rhythm of the season that way.
It's the worst thing that you can see, and you want your off days second half of the season if you're going to get them, not at the beginning. Of course, have to worry about rainouts and then makeup games, but still, you don't need the off days early.
So here's Wieters, a switch hitter batting left. Dukeshire throws, and Wieters hits a drive into center that's playable. Right to Rajay Davis, a well-hit ball, but Raj in his tracks makes the catch with a second out. And you can really set up your starting rotation. The body clocks of the players adjust to the rhythm of the regular season. I think it's big.
I think it's great, and it gives a manager an opportunity to make sure that everybody gets in some games, and then Bob Guerin has done that, giving guys rest, although in some cases probably didn't want it, didn't need it. But still, playing that many games consecutively, you can do a lot of things.
So here's Tejada, right-handed hitter. Dukeshire ready. He throws, and the pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The A's are the only team in baseball to have yet to have an off day. Today, the 13th consecutive day.
Final just went up on the board. Yankees 7, Rangers 3.
So Miggy off to a slow start. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Dukeshire throws, and Tejada takes inside, and the count 1-1. Well, the Yankees won a rain-shortened game against the Rangers last night by the score of 5-1.
CeCe was pretty good, huh?
Had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings.
6 in a row, was it, at one time?
He's pretty good.
Yeah, same Thursday.
Dukeshire, the set, check, and a throw to first, and back to the bag is Markakis.
20 of 22 batters got a first pitch strike last night from Sabathia, in part because the Rangers were very aggressive chasing pitches.
Something new?
New hitting coach, same hitting style.
That's right.
Clint Hurdle is over there now. Here's the 1-1 at Tejada with a runner at first. 2 out, top of the first, no score. Dukeshire throws, and a one-hopper that's through off the glove of the diving Pennington into center field for a base hit. And so rounding second and going to third is Markakis. Kind of a soft line drive, one-hopper to the left of the shortstop Pennington. The ball hits off his glove and caroms into left center. It's a base hit for Tejada. And with 2 out, the Orioles have runners at first and third.
Ball jammed to Miguel Tejada, and it's like a knuckleball going to Cliff Pennington. Changed directions as he tried to make a diving play. It's like a squibber, knuckleball, whatever you want to call it. But Cliff Pennington diving, looking back, saying, what did that do?
Well, here's the big stat. Now, Bob Guerin comes out. I'm not sure if I was going to talk to the plate umpire Hickox. Not sure what this is all about. But here's one of the big stats in talking about the futility of the Orioles so far after 11 games. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year, they're 1 for 38.
And Dukeshire's hoping they're not 2 for 39. Yeah, that's an unbelievable stat, and it's just these Orioles hitters are too good. But you just hope they don't break out while they're here in Oakland.
So Luke Scott, a left-handed hitter. Jones struck out. Markakis walked. Wieters flied to center. Tejada singled. 0-0 in the top of the first at the Coliseum. Scott, a left-handed hitter. The pant legs up high. Suzuki moves inside. Dukeshire throws, and the pitch is right there on the inside corner. A strike. No balls and 1 strike.
You figure Scott, as aggressive as he is, will somehow put the ball in play. So it'll take some pretty good pitching by Dukeshire to get out of the inning.
His outfield slightly toward right, playing Scott to pull. Markakis leads from third. Tejada from first. Dukeshire at the belt, and the pitch to Luke Scott. Breaking ball strike. 68 miles an hour, and the count 0-2. That's the slow stuff right there. Now Dukeshire, glove on his left knee, third base side of the rubber, checks to get his sign. The Oriole runners lead from first and third. And now Suzuki sets up in. The 0-2 is just off the inside corner, and the count 1-2.
And that went in, almost the cutting effect. Four-seamer inside. Also got a chance to bring one back, starting it inside as well and bringing it back over the plate.
Luke Scott batting at 226. Here's the 1-2 pitch with 2 out on the way. Dukeshire sets. He throws. Curveball, a high fly ball. playable right center field. Sweeney and Davis, the center fielder. Davis is right there to make the catch, and Dutcher works out of it. The Orioles leave 2. They fail to score with the A's coming up in the bottom half. 1 for 39. Introductions of this bottom of the first, Foss. Here's the pitch by Guthrie on the way. Raj takes a strike on the outside corner. Garrett Atkins at first. Ty Wigington at second. The shortstop is the veteran Julio Lugo. Miguel Tejada's at third. Matt Wieters behind the plate. There's a pitch taken outside in the count 1-1. The outfield Nolan Reimold in left. In center field Adam Jones. The right fielder Nick Markakis. And the pitch by Guthrie is swung on, bounce, fouled on the third base line. Raj hitting at .245 with a home run and 5 RBIs. It's the first time this year that Guthrie has seen a team other than Tampa Bay. First 2 starts against the Rays, including a ball game on Monday night. Raj swings and misses, and down he goes. Let's listen to Roy.
The batter, number 10, Garrett Barton, first base.
He doesn't need to go anywhere. Just stay in the booth, Roy. That's great.
Classic. So Derek batting at .308 with 7 runs batted in. The A's first baseman. 1 out. Bottom of the first. There is no score, and Guthrie froze. And a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. There's never been any doubt about Guthrie's arm. One-time #1 pick of Cleveland out of Stanford. He deals. Here's the 0-1 on the way, and it's swung on. It popped up foul. Left side back out of play, and the count 0-2.
Had a couple of forgettable games last year. That one here, just 2/3 of an inning. Single home run by Jack Cust, and he was out very quickly. And then the one in Baltimore wasn't much better.
Yeah, in his 5 starts lifetime against the A's, his ERA is 6.23. He throws, and it's taken inside. Almost hit him. And now the count 1-2.
About Guthrie, low 90s with a fastball. He loves his slider, whether it's a lefties or righty, and Derek Barton just got one almost off his kneecap.
Well, he led the American League in the dubious category of most home runs allowed. He gave up 35 last year. He turns and throws, and Barton pokes it down the left field line. That's going to slice foul and out of play in the A's bullpen. Guthrie on Monday against Tampa Bay went 7. He allowed 8 hits and 3 runs. No walks and 5 strikeouts. He won 10 games last year, but he lost 17, and his ERA was 5.04. Outfield toward left, a left-handed hitter. And the 1-2 to Barton. Here it is. Swung on, bounce, foul down the first base line. He's 30 years of age. He began his college career at BYU and then left to serve a 2-year Mormon mission When he came back to college, he came back at Stanford, and he was a two-time All-America on the farm. Here's the 1-2 pitch inside. Low bridged him, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he is staying with his fastball this first inning. He did throw the one slider, but he is just rearing back. That last one clocked at 93 on the scoreboard gun.
He throws the 2-2 pitch, and Barton swings and fouls it back. The A's beat Kevin Millwood last night. Millwood to 115 pitches in 6 innings. He allowed 9 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, and he had 9 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Barton hits it up the middle, back to second, into center for a base hit. Right up the spine of the diamond, a single to center by Derek Barton, and the A's have their first hit.
That's a great at bat to foul off the tough pitches that he got from Jeremy Guthrie, and then take one right through the wickets into center field. And you know, I think with Derek Barton, and even Ryan Sweeney, you cannot even look in their home run columns and say, why not more home runs? I mean, just leave them alone.
Well, right now, that's not their game, right?
Exactly. No, it has not been, and right now it's not.
So Sweeney takes low, and the count 1-0. What the A's will certainly take is the fact that Barton, as he stands at first base, has been on base 24 times this year. 13 hits and 11 walks. The 1-0 by Guthrie, and there's a line drive sinking into left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. It's short hopped out there by the center fielder Jones, and Ryan Sweeney has it in every game he's played in this year. That's a 12-game hitting streak, and that's the longest in the American League.
Ray, how much does it affect on a pitcher when, even if he's thrown the ball well, like Guthrie has this year against a very good offense in Tampa Bay, he's facing a ball club that he knows his history as he has struggled, even if his confidence is good now, but does the karma change at all on the mound?
You start thinking about it because you know the past numbers, but I don't know if maybe that's why he's come out so aggressive today and just relying strictly on everything hard. But now 2 solid balls hit hard.
2 on, 1 out, no score. Kuzminov takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. By the way, the longest hitting streak to begin a season in A's history. That mark was set back in '94 by Stan Javier when he hit in 17 consecutive games. The 0-1 to Kuzminov on the way, popped out foul back of the plate. Wieters for a look toward the screen, and he makes the catch. Good reactions by Wieters. That wasn't a real high pop-up. Wieters made the play for the second out.
Now that's a good fastball inside the kitchen to Kuzminov, jammed him.
Suzuki standing in at 189, trying to break out of it. He's 3 for his last 26.
You were talking to Bob Guerin on the manager show. How about Jake Fox? He saw more pitches in one at bat he might see in a week if he played every day.
In his lifetime. All right, 2 on, 2 out, no score, bottom of the first. Suzuki at the plate, a right-handed hitter, and the pitch taken outside. What Fox said today was that he finally got a fastball. He said that Millwood threw him a ton of sliders during that at bat. 11 pitch at bat. And then the first inning sac fly to right field off the bat of Jake Fox. Played in the A's first run last night. Suzuki takes a strike on the inside corner, and the count 1-1. Here's the now time is called for Guthrie, a first-round pick of the Indians in '02, but they let him go. And then he was claimed off waivers by the Orioles in January of '07. Here's the 1-1 pitch, taken for a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. That's one of the things, Ray, you've got to hit on your number 1 picks.
Yeah, it's true.
Davis struck out, Barton singled, Sweeney singled, and Kuzminov popped out. Center fielder Jones is shaded toward left center. Markakis in right straightaway. And Suzuki swings and misses, and down he goes as Guthrie gets the strikeout. So the A's get 2 singles, but they leave them both. And after 1, there's no score. center. The A's at first and second in the bottom of the first. Then Kuzminov popped out and Suzuki struck out. Nolan Reimold, a right-handed hitter, and the pitch to him is taken for a strike. Felix P.A. was playing a lot of left field for the Orioles, but yesterday the Orioles put P.A. on the DL with a sore left shoulder. So Reimold hits a pop-up short center field. The shortstop Pennington fighting the sun, giving way. Rosales back to second on the rim of the outfield grass, makes the catch. One out, and that'll bring up Wigington. He's hitting at .292 with 3 home runs. The third came in the top of the 5th inning last night. He smoked the ball inside the foul pole up into the second deck down the left field line.
And you have to love Dallas Braden's comment.
I love all of his comments.
But that was a classic. He says, I'm going to go home and that ball's going to be sitting on my coffee table in Stockton.
Pitch taken outside. Well, some pitchers look at that like a badge of honor. If you're going to give one up, you might as well give one up. It's really crushed. The 1-0 pitch by Duchscherer is swung on a fly ball to left. Playable. Gabe Gross back a couple of steps. He's there and he makes the catch.
You go over the Budweiser sign of left field here at the Coliseum, second deck. It's crushed, especially on a changeup where you're providing your own power.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Wigington did. When we have seen him, he's definitely got power. Has throughout his career.
Here's Atkins, who had power at one time, and the Orioles are hoping that he recaptures it. Atkins put together 3 excellent years in Colorado. Had a tough year last year, and there's a strike, and it's 0-1. Hit just .226 a year ago.
I wonder if they can get a humidor at the Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
The 0-1 on the way, and it's taken for a strike, and the count 0-2. I think it's made it tough to judge and evaluate certain players over the years who played with the Rockies, Ray.
I agree.
The 0-2 with 2 out to Atkins, just inside. 2 out, top of the second. There is no score.
You look at the way the ball carries, and then as big as Coors Field is, the outfielders and the infielders, the difference between those two, there's so much room for hits.
Duchschere's 1-2 inside corner, ring him up, perfect pitch, strike 3 called. Duchscherer a 1-2-3 top of the second with 8 pitches. Thank you, Ray. After 1.5, still no score. Bottom of the second, no score. Chavez leads off for the A's against the right-hander Guthrie, and the pitch at fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Chavez, Gross, and Rosales for the A's. Chavez hitting at .219 with 2 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. Weeder sets up away. Chavez takes low and outside, and the count 1-1. You're talking about Braden's comments, Ray, and watching Millwood last night. It looked like Millwood didn't have a whole lot, but he was just trying to figure out a way to get through it. Pitch taken inside, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. He's a great battler.
Yeah.
But his comments after the game confirm that. The 2-1 to Chavez, swung on and fouled back. Millwood told the reporters, my fastball stunk, my slider stunk, the curveball was just good at times.
Good enough. Yeah. Because I thought his curveball was very good.
The 2-2 is swung out and missed. Chavez down on strikes. Third strikeout for Guthrie. That'll bring up Gabe Gross.
And especially for Millwood, because he can throw such a large assortment of pitches: the cutter, the slider, the curveball, fastball, changeup. So he's got an assortment that he can go to. And just like with the Jake Fox at bat, he kept throwing the slider, and then finally threw him the fastball. But he's good.
You know, they brought him into Baltimore, kind of like what the A's did with Ben Sheets, to lead a young rotation. Jake, here's the pitch to Gabe Gross, bounced down the first baseline near the bag, taken there by Atkins, and he goes to the bag. One pitch, and Gross is out free unassisted, and that'll bring up Adam Rosales. So I think there are similarities there.
Yeah.
Rosales making his 7th consecutive start in the absence of Mark Ellis, who's missing his 6th consecutive game here today. Remember, the first game that Rosales started at second, Ellis actually DH'd in that game. Guthrie deals, and the pitch taken for a strike. Bob Guerin said, as far as Ellis is concerned, Tuesday at the earliest. 2 out, bottom of the second. There is no score as Guthrie throws to the A's second baseman. It's a pop-up on the infield. The second baseman Wigginton is calling for it. He's there, and he makes the catch as the A's go down 1-2-3. And after 2 complete, still no score.
Lugo, veteran middle infielder, starts off the top of the 3rd inning for Baltimore. He'll be followed by the top of the order with Adam Jones and then Nick Markakis. Lugo, a late acquisition by the Orioles at the end of spring training. Came over from the St. Louis Cardinals. Played for a number of teams. Astros, Tampa Bay, Red Sox. Right-hand batter stands in, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. His brother used to pitch for the A's, a right-hander, Rudy Lugo. Remember Rudy used to get on the plate in that white suit all the time? Like the Reverend. 0-1 pitch dribbled on the left side. Kuzminov cuts it off to his left on the first base. And Lugo is down for the first out. Going to bring Adam Jones to the plate. Jones caught looking back in the first inning on a fastball away. He's only walked 1 time this year. So here's a guy, and he's rarely walked in his career, saying to himself, I finally worked the count. I fouled off some pitches. I got it to 3-2. I thought I took ball 4, but Ed Hickox thought otherwise. And he's 3 for 10 in the series. Talented outfielder. Won the Gold Glove last year. Some circus catches at Camden Yards are easy to do with that short fence. Curveball is low and outside, and it's ball 1. An integral part of rebuilding this Oriole team, as they sent Eric Bedard over to Seattle 3 years ago. Curveball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Paul Blair, of course, won a lot of Gold Gloves playing center field for the Orioles. He won 8 total during his time. 1-1 pitch hit late out of play off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you hit the ball to Paul Blair or in his direction, it was going to be caught.
That might have been a 300 lifetime without Brooks Robinson in third and Paul Blair in center. Jeez. Well, they had the complete club. There's no doubt.
Pitching and defense, and Earl Weaver loved the 3-run homer.
That's right. And he got it.
No score here in the top of the third. Dukeshire going to work. 1-2 pitch to Jones. Fastball jammed him. He sends it to shallow center. And Rajai Davis will have a routine play. He'll make the catch for out number 2.
Well, the A's have had success, obviously, the 70s, the 80s, but they're going to club like the Orioles. That's where it's disappointed because the fans have seen the success they've had in the past. Some great teams, and now they're trying to get it back. And it's been a while, a long while since they've played in October.
1997, not only that, was also their last winning season. So you're on the verge of almost a generation of people growing up not used to what was considered the Oriole way.
Right.
The Oriole way has not been that great for the past 12 years with losing campaigns. Now Nick Markakis stands in. He looks at a curve up and away, ball 1.
Did I see they announced less than 10,000 at a game?
Smallest crowd in the history of Camden Yards, 9,129 on their just completed homestand. 1-1 pitch. Backdoor cutter stays outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. They lost 99 games last year.
You know what that means? They have less than 10,000 season tickets because they announced tickets sold, not turnstile.
The 2-0 pitch. Cutter again. This one to the outer half. A called strike on Markakis. 2 balls and a strike.
That is really surprising and kind of sad because it's a great park. Great city downtown with the park there.
Well, Camden Yards was the one that started the stadium renaissance around Major League Baseball. Cutter strike again to the outer corner at the knees, and it's 2-2 on Markakis. I mean, they got it right when they did the old style brick front and gave it that feel. Here comes the 2-2 from Dukeshire. Fastball over the inside corner. Down going, looking is Markakis. Boy, surgical strike that time from Dukeshire. Working both sides of the plate. 3 strikeouts for Duke. And we're on to the bottom of the third. No score. The third at the Coliseum, no score. Justin Dukeshire and Jeremy Guthrie, the starting pitchers today. And Cliff Pennington will start the bottom of the third for the Athletics. Switch hitting catcher, rather switch hitting shortstop. He drove in 2 last night with a triple. Shortens the bunt, takes a strike on the outside corner. Cliff batting .237 against the league with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. The wind and the pitch from Guthrie. Fastball hit late and out of play off to the left. And it is 0-2. This is not the Jeremy Guthrie that we are accustomed to seeing against the Athletics to this point. He's had trouble keeping the ball down in the past and keeping the ball in the park. But so far successful and aggressive down around the knees this afternoon. Keeps the glove in front of the chest, turns, hesitates, and the 0-2. Fouled back again, right to the screen.
Well, I like the fact that hand in front of his face gets the sign, but from that point, it's all aggressive. And you're facing a pitch like that, you have to figure how to turn it up a notch or two because he's airing it out on every pitch.
His 0-2 to Pennington is grounded on the right side, right at the second baseman Wigington. On the first, and there's one away. Cliff Pennington was behind Nelson Cruz, Miguel Cabrera, and Vernon Wells in the RBI counts early this season in the American League. Here's the second time through now for the A's, beginning with Rajai Davis. Went down on strikes back in the first inning. Another Rajai run last night for the Athletics in their 4-2 win. That came in the third when he singled to left, stole second, moved to third on the throwing error, and came home on a base hit or on a ground ball to short. And he delivers a line drive base hit here in the third inning. Well, you talk about the aggressiveness, Ray, of Jeremy Guthrie. Certainly there had to be some conversation in the on the A's bench about how is this guy working. He seems to be in a pattern that maybe we could pick up something up.
Thinking the exact same thing, and Rajai did not waste any time. And of course now the threat of Rajai running as he extends his lead at first, getting set for Jeremy Guthrie, probably to throw over a time or two.
Raj has the pant legs pulled up. Guthrie to the stretch now. A hold and a turn and a back to first base with a toss, and Rajai dove in. The base hit by Davis, the A's third today against Guthrie in a scoreless game, bottom of the third. Barton singled up the middle right through Guthrie. His first time up, he's got 3 hits in the series. Left-hand batter against the right-hand pitcher. Guthrie readies and delivers. Fastball down and away, ball 1. It was interesting with Rajai in last night's game that it seems like there are times when he wants to run. He runs pretty early in the count. He's very aggressive, doesn't waste any time. And we'll see what happens here as he extends a pretty good lead at first base, being held on by Atkins. And he'll draw a throw, dives in with the right hand, and just beat the tag by Atkins. Boy, for a pitcher who just made a very good move to first base, and for a base runner who's fully extended and he gets back safely, I think that's advantage base runner. Because he said maybe I can get another inch or two. And they'll go back to first again. Raj in with the right hand. And the thing about Raj, and of course he spent a lot of time with Ricky Henderson, as many of the A's did during spring training. Raj he's a pretty strong kid. You know, he's got some muscle on that frame. 1 ball the count on Barton. Guthrie ready to go again. Rajai's breaking. The pitch down and in, gets away from Readers, and that's stolen base number 100 for Rajai Davis in his big league career. And for Raj, he is now 7 for 7 in 2010. It would have been no contest had Readers caught that ball.
Well, unfortunately, Rajai going in head first, had he known. And a lot of times we have seen in the past where he would look back on a straight steal. He would have seen the ball get past Wieters and might have attempted, at least thought about going to third.
So Bart now had the chance to maybe get Davis home from second base. He takes a breaking ball and it's over at the belts. A called strike. That's 2-1.
You know, you made a very good point, Vinny, about Rajai Davis' advantage base runner, because Guthrie has a very strong quick move to first base, and of course the good fastball to the plate helps the catcher. All that combined, you'd say, well, maybe Rajai's not going to run, but he did not hesitate.
2 balls and a strike to Barton. Guthrie a glance back at second, and now fires to the plate. Breaking ball again, nicked foul by Barton. Rolls toward the Oriole dugout, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I'm sure Rajai's thinking, and he's beginning to learn or understood in some of the conversations with somebody like Ricky. I've just taken your best punch, so to speak, and I'm still standing. I've seen your best move, and you didn't get me. Having that confidence on the base paths. Lugo sneaks in behind, but no throw by Guthrie off the mound, and now time called at the plate.
Usually a pitcher will step off when his shortstop goes in behind, but Guthrie just kind of stayed in the position, allowing Lugo to get back. So not surprising, Barton is the one calling time.
But Rajai's done an excellent job of letting the pitchers know he's on the base paths. Look out, he almost got hit again. Down and in as he jumps out of the way on a delivery off the mark from Guthrie for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Squirted out of Wieters' glove for just an instant, but not an opportunity for Rajai to continue on to third base. Well, like you said, he's throwing hard, and at least in the at-bats with Derek Barton, when he's missed location, he's missed by close to a foot. Tough for Wieters to keep that ball close. Outfield shading the other way for Barton. 3-2 pitch grounded up the first base line, but foul. Right past Todd Steverson, the A's first base coach.
There's the slider we talked about earlier that Guthrie likes to use to lefties and or righties. Doesn't matter. He'll use it anytime.
He surrendered 35 home runs last year, the most in the American League. He's allowed 1 so far this season in 15 innings. Another slider, swing and a foul tip in and out of the mid of Wieters. Count stays at 3-2 on Barton with Ryan Sweeney waiting on deck. A's looking to open the scoring here in the bottom of the third. 1 hit for Baltimore and 3 for the A's. Oakland trying to win their 9th game of the season, while the Orioles began play today with a 1-10 record. Rajay dancing off of second base. Another 3-2. Swung on, popped up, foul out of play off to the left. Tejada giving chase toward the seats, but it's back into the crowd. And it stays full at 3-2.
If Guthrie had not looked back, Rajay would have walked to third. He got such a big lead, and once Guthrie looked, he had to go back to second base. And there are some pitchers that we've seen that come to set position won't even look back to second base. And you have to, maybe a couple looks. Somebody like Rajay, who's going to be a threat to steal every time he gets on.
And Guthrie just got maybe that reminder from his catcher, Matt Wieters. Even though Wieters has a clear path to third base with a left-hand batter up there, Tejada well off the line to third. 3-2 again. Swung on, stroke the other way, slicing away from Reimel, giving chase toward the corner, and he's there to make the grab. Rajay went about 3/4 of the way to third base. Then the catch was made by Reimel, then he retraced the steps back to second. So Derek trying to sneak one into that left field corner, but the positioning allowed Reimel to get to the baseball in time for the second out. And now here's Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney a base hit to left center. His first time up, and now a 12-game hitting streak at the outset of the campaign. No score here in the bottom of the third. Ryan stands in on the left side. First pitch changeup over but low, ball 1 from Guthrie. Derek Jeter had 3 hits today. He has an 11-game hitting streak now for the Yankees. Robinson Cano's 10-game hitting streak came to a close this afternoon. He was 0 for 4. 1-0 pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Sweeney. Right hand swinging Kevin Kuzminoff waiting on deck.
And the way Sweeney hit the ball in his first at bat, it might be a pitch carefully, or at least don't be upset with first base open if you walk him.
Guthrie off the first base side of the hill. The set and the offer. Backdoor breaking ball down and away. 3 balls and no strikes. We'll wrap up the series tomorrow at 1:05. Outstanding pitching matchup of 2 talented left-handers. Brett Anderson, 22 years of age for the A's. Brian Mattis, 23 for Baltimore. 3-0 pitch. It's high, ball 4. So Guthrie being careful with the base open, and Sweeney up there wants to maybe set his sights on attacking Kevin Kuzminoff, who popped up behind the plate back in the first inning. Now, Kevin has played in every inning of every game for the A's at third base. He played in 141 games last season with San Diego. He was their primary cleanup hitter. Adrian Gonzalez hit ahead of him last year. Pitch on the way to Kuz, off the outside corner, ball 1. He's got a home run and 5 RBIs to begin the campaign, and he was a slow starter last year in San Diego. Had just 1 home run in April and only 8 RBIs. But a base hit here may open the scoring. Davis at second and Sweeney at first. The 1-0 swung on, belted towards center field. Back on it as Jones reaches up, pulls it down. Hit well by Kuzminoff into the deepest part of the park. And the inning is over. The A's get a hit. They leave 2. And we go to the 4th inning. Still no score. capture the first 2 games of the series, 6-2 and 4-2. Matt Wieters, Miguel Tejada, and Luke Scott, 3, 4, and 5 in Dave Tremblay's lineup against Justin Duchscher. Duke's allowed 1 hit. He's retired the last 7 men he's faced. He's walked 1 and K'd 3 and faces Matt Wieters, and his first delivery is outside for ball 1. The Dibs have arrived. Wieters a line drive to center his first time. He swings at a curve and pulls it outside of first base. 1 ball and 1 strike on this 6'5" super prospect. Now the everyday catcher for the Orioles. Kid out of Georgia Tech. Nothing like some dibs on a Saturday afternoon, Ray.
Best thing going.
The 1-1 offer. Outside corner, a strike. Backdoor cutter to Wieters. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, they always talk about a tall catcher, that maybe he does not get low enough and handle his job, but boy, there's some good ones, especially Joe Mauer, of course, in Minnesota, and Wieters with the Orioles.
He swings at a curveball, spoiled the pitch, got it off the end of the bat and fouled it to the left. Had 9 home runs and 43 RBIs last year for Baltimore. He was called up in late May. He had played only 169 minor league games, and that probably carries a little more weight considering the position he plays behind the plate. 1-2 pitch rolled on the right side. Diving Rosales to his left. The second baseman can't get it. It's through to right field. And Wieters is aboard with a leadoff base hit. Second hit allowed by Duchscher. Putting it in perspective, you mentioned Joe Mauer. He played 284 games in the minor leagues before he was called up by Minnesota. And Pudge Rodriguez, who was called up as a teenager back in 1990 by the Texas Rangers, played only 271 minor league games.
Organization had a lot to do with it. And the Orioles, of course, going nowhere last year, and why not bring him up? Let him get his feet wet here.
Need something to hang their hat on. Miguel Tejada swings at the first pitch, sends one into center, dunks in front of Rajay, and that'll be a base hit for Tejada. So here come the Orioles threatening once again. 2 on and nobody out, facing Duchscher in the scoreless game. And that'll bring Luke Scott to the plate. Now the Orioles are 0 for 11. Now 0 for 12, including today in the series, with runners in scoring position. Not for a lack of opportunities. The Orioles stranded all kinds of runners in Thursday night's game. They stranded, 10, 11 runners on Thursday night, losing 6-2. They had chances. Ben Sheets did a great job pitching with men on base. Now Scott stands in. Left-hand batter on the pitch. The curveball mishit, rolled it towards short, off the mound, picked up by Pennington. Shovels to Rosales for 1. On the Barton, they get 2. Slow developing play, but the A's keystone combination of Pennington and Rosales stuck with it. They retire Scott, eliminate Tejada as Wieters advances to third base.
Another ball was tremendously funny spin that this time going to be handled by Cliff Pennington. Unfortunately, Justin Duchscher didn't get a glove on it as it just passed him on the mound.
How about Rosales hanging in there, because the play was taking a long time, and we know Miguel Tejada, he plays the game right, he plays the game hard. And got right in on Adam.
And also, Adams got that third base shortstop arm, which really helps at second. So he can take the brunt of the slide and let one go.
Now Nolan Reimold stands in the scoreless game. He looks at a curve outside. Good block by Suzuki, shifting to his right for ball 1. Reimold popped up to the second baseman his first time up. Reimold an upright stance. Right-hand batter in the middle of the box. Duke out of the stretch, a runner at third base, tries another curve. This one over the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Duchscher 2-0 lifetime against the Orioles, a .278 ERA. Both as a starter and a reliever. He's ready with the 1-1 pitch. It's on the way. Cutter misses the outside corner, not by much. It's ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Infield back. Barton well off the line at first base. Outfield playing Reimold to pull with Rajay a few strides toward left center. Duke readies is 2-1. Cutter again. Fly ball center field, should end the inning. Moving toward right center, Rajay Davis. He'll one-handed, and the inning is over. So Duchscher pitches through the jam, and the troubles with runners in scoring position continue for the Orioles. 2 hits and no runs, and we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. No score. Tell me we missed it. Suzuki starts the bottom of the fourth for the Athletics. No score against the Orioles. Suzuki, Chavez, and Gross. Jeremy Guthrie's pitch on the way. Inside, ball one. Boy, the frustrations for Dave Tremblay and the Orioles offense continuing. 2 on with nobody out, but then a double play ball and a fly ball to center. And another rally potentially for the Orioles is thwarted. There's a swing and a rocket to left field by Suzuki. Back is Reimold, and that one caroms off the out-of-town scoreboard. He fires to second. Suzuki slides in, and he's there with a double. A welcome sight for the A's to see the ball jump off of Kurt Suzuki's bat as he rifles a double to left field to begin the bottom of the fourth inning. Just missed a home run by about 5 feet.
He'd take the line drive, though. And fortunately, he knew when he hit the ball that it was not going to go out. He has to hurry.
There's a swing and a rocket
very quickly to the left fielder. And a strong throw made it a close play.
Now Chavez went down on strides on a fastball away back in the second. Left-hand batter facing Guthrie. He stretches and fires, and a changeup pulled on the ground on the right side. A productive at-bat for Chavez. Whittington gloves, throws to first, but Suzuki moves on to third base. So Chavez able to turn on a pitch and hook it on the right side of the infield. And now Gabe Gross will bat. Incidentally, last night, Chavez played in his 1,296th game as an Athletic. That's 5th all-time. Now, of course, Ricky has the all-time record of better than 1,700. But if Chavez can stay on the field, he's going to pass Reggie Jackson at 1,311 and Mark McGuire at 1,329 here shortly. Infield is up, and the pitch to Gross down and in, ball one.
But Gabe Gross has to get back to his left field stroke. He pulled the ball in his first at bat. Of course, swung at the first pitch from Guthrie. Pulled it to first base, but he has done an exceptional job staying back and shooting the ball to left field.
Suzuki, the runner at third. The pitch, look out, almost unbuckled his belt. It came in too tight. Ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Atkins and Wigington on the right side. Lugo and Tejada on the left side of the inner defense for the Orioles to the edge of the grass. Gave 3 for 4 in the series after the ground out his first time up today. 2-0 pitch, a strike on the inside corner. He takes it all the way, and it's 2-1.
The Orioles also have seen Gross go to left field, so that's why 3 pitches in this at bat, all 3 hard inside. But Chavez, a great job taking an outside fastball, thrown very hard by Guthrie, and able to get out in front and pull it to the right side.
Trying to start the scoring in the fourth inning. A swing and a roller on the right side. Contact play. Wigington throws home, and now they've got Suzuki in a rundown between third and home. Wieters has the ball, and he will chase Suzuki back, and now he'll be tagged out by Tejada after Wieters released the ball. But during that time, Gross got to second base. So the A's attempted the contact play, and there was really no contest, with Wigington getting the ball and having plenty of time to set his feet and made an accurate throw to the plate. So 4-2-5 on the rundown for the second out, retiring Suzuki. That's what made Rajai Davis's play so special last night.
Well, if Kurt Suzuki had continued to run, he would have been out by plenty, and Gross would be at first base. So a smart play, realized he was going to be out, got him to run down, allowed Gross to get into scoring position where a good single, could still score a run for the A's.
Here's Adam Rosales standing in. Popped up to the second baseman his first time up. Right-hand batter leans out over the plate. First pitch down and away, ball one. Ray, we got to send some special hellos today to a big-time A's fan who's been going through some tough times. Jesse Galindo is in Stanford, undergoing a bone marrow transplant. But he sits in his hospital room and he wears an A's blanket to keep himself warm. So all the best to Jesse, and certainly a huge A's fan, and hope some good karma comes your way as a breaking ball is over for a strike.
We should find out a way. Maybe Randy Duran can load up a couple of sluggies and send to him.
That's a good idea.
I think that would be great. Randy, I have to talk to Randy about that. Get an address, and that is great.
Linda Douglas, longtime A's fan, gave us that information. 1-1 pitch ripped to the left center field in the gap. Jones can't get that one. It's by him. It's all the way to the wall. Around third is Gabe Gross. He scores. Rosales in the second with an RBI double. A's lead it 1-0. Hey, Jesse, that one's for you.
I was just going to say, he's just jumping around in that A's blanket. That's great. Great hitting by Adam Rosales.
Have you noticed when Adam makes contact how hard he hits the ball?
Yeah. And he doesn't try to hit every ball by going out and cheating a little bit, as we saw in Anaheim last Sunday. 2 balls hit hard, 1 to left, 1 to right. Just stayed back and attacked the ball.
So the A's get a 2-out run to open the scoring this afternoon. A swing by Pennington. He fouls back for strike 1. You got to give the A's some credit, Ray, for finding Adam Rosales. Loving his motor, as Billy Beane puts it, the way he has that high energy style. And you go back to his last basic full year at AAA, and he was a threat offensively. 0-1 pitch, fastball down, 1 ball and 1 strike. You go back to 2008 when Adam was playing at Louisville. 29 doubles, 7 triples, 11 home runs. That's a guy that can be a threat. Drove in his 5th run of the year. Here's the 1-1. Inside to Pennington, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, he plays hard, and always a smile on his face, too.
Yeah, he says, why would I not want to be on the field?
Yeah.
Why would I not want to have on a uniform? It's a great day. Where's the pant legs pulled up? And filling in rather admirably for the A's, Mark Ellis. Here's the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Remember, during spring training, that Adam even played a little bit of left field for the A's as a utility player. Second baseman now for Ellis. He played a little bit of third base against a left-hander, potentially, with Rosie being a right-hand batter. Potentially an option while the A's wait for Coco Crisp to come back. 3-1 offer, swung on, hit in the air to center. An easy chance for Adam Jones. Coming in for it. He'll make the catch. The inning is over. But the A's get a run on a 2-out double from Adam Rosales. And we head now to the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 Oakland.
Sure, Wigginton, Atkins, and Lugo against Dukeshire. That's what the A's pitching coach Kurt Young calls him. Kurt Young,
former manager too, right?
Yes, Mr. Maka. The pitch on the way by Dukeshire is a curveball swung out on a foul tip. Happy birthday greetings to Kurt Young 1 day late. He turned 50 yesterday. Now that is hard to believe. Those of us who used to watch Kurt when he was a young left-hander pitching for the A's out here. Boy, what a great job he's done with the A's pitchers, Ray.
He has, absolutely. And I know you like to try to beat him in golf, too.
That's tough to do. There's a pitch taken inside, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. A gap in right center for Wigginton. He's 0 for 1 today.
I think we have a pretty good coaching staff of golfers, right? Plus,
no kidding.
Broadcasters. I know you and Vinny are scratch golfers.
Well, Romanek literally was a pro. The A's bullpen coach Ron Romanek played a lot of mini tour golf. He played the South African tour after his baseball playing days were over.
Why do you think Ken bought a new driver this winter?
Just trying to keep up with the technology. 1-2 the count. Wigginton at the plate. The A's lead 1-0 in the fifth. Dukeshire kicks and throws, and it's waved at a pitch in the dirt, and down he goes. Suzuki records the out by throwing to first, so 2-3 on the strikeout. We'll pause 10 seconds to allow our stations to identify themselves on the Oakland A's radio network. Here's Garrett Atkins, the right-handed hitter, with the A's leading 1-0 in the fifth. And Dukeshire throws. Suzuki sets up outside. The pitch is right there on the outside corner. Vinny said that Dukeshire has been surgical. And he is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, his control it's unbelievably good. Pinpoint. Now throws. And Atkins takes inside, and the count 1-1 strike.
Got to go back to mentioning before what Gil Patterson said when he called him in spring training. Duke hadn't pitched in a year. He threw 20 pitches and all of them were strikes.
The 1-1 pitch is dribbled foul to the left. And talking about Kurt Young and the A's pitching, and of course the A's starters are 6-0 with a 2.48 ERA. The A's team ERA at this still early juncture of the season after 13 games, the A's lead the American League with a 2.71 ERA. Texas, by the way, was number 2 today at 2.79. The 1-2 to Atkins. Dukeshire turns. Here it is. Atkins takes just outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So do the A's to a certain degree remind you maybe of this year's ball club, the A's of the 70s, winning a lot of games, 3-2, 4-2. The 2-2 pitch swung on, dribble, foul off the bat of Atkins, and maybe Rajay Davis, kind of a modern day Campy out there running the bases.
Yeah, but we need to find a Reggie and a Joe Rudy and a Sal
Yeah,
Bando and a Gene Tennis, and guys could hit a few deep. But as far as the pitching and the defense.
Now Atkins hits a high fly ball, playable left center field. Rajay Davis under it now, waiting for it. He's there and he makes the catch. Atkins flies out, and that'll bring up Julio Lugo.
But you're always going to win more of the close games, the low-scoring games, if you have pitching and defense. Obviously, if you don't have to score as many runs, and again, look back to postseason games, usually facing the best pitching. But if you don't give outs away, you don't give extra runs by giving extra outs, you got a chance to win a lot.
Here's Lugo taking a curveball for a strike in the outside corner. A run on 5 hits for the A's, no runs on 3 hits for Baltimore. Lugo's 0 for 1. It's been around a long time. The pitch by Dukeshire is a breaking ball outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. At some point, though, you're going to have to win some 7-5 and 8-6 games, especially when you go back east and you play teams like the Yankees and the Rays and the Red Sox. 1-1 pitch inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Now, you play those teams, that's when a club gives a pitcher 1 run and say, go get him.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's right. Yeah.
Pitcher shutout, and that's what pitchers have to do at times. They, okay, it's my job to give a 0 up there in the run column.
The 2-1 to Julio Lugo is bounced to third. Diving Kuzminov can't get it behind him. Rosales can't get it. A base hit to left field. Lugo turns at first. Well hit ball left to the third baseman Kuzminov into the hole. He went to his left. Rosales, or Pennington, the shortstop Pennington, went to his right. He couldn't make the play. And so Lugo has a base hit through the left side hole. And that'll bring up Adam Jones, who's 0 for 2.
Like
He's struck out and flied out.
You kind of hope Pennington doesn't come up with the ball and make a throw, because he might have tried to hurry. No chance to get Lugo regardless. And just give him the clean single. Came to first base and not in scoring position.
Pennington thinks he can throw everybody out too. Cliff has a great arm at shortstop for the A's.
Nothing wrong with that, but just knowing the hitter, and of course Lugo can fly.
So Dukeshire working from the third base side of the rubber. Adam Jones, the one-time Seattle #1 pick. 2 out, 1-0 A's. Dukeshire's delivery is taken outside 1-0. Remember when Tejada first joined the ball club? He wanted to catch every pop-up. Right, he wanted to play left field as well as playing shortstop.
He also wanted to make every impossible play, and a lot of times try to turn a quick double play with no chance and throw the ball in the seats, but he definitely grew up quickly.
Here's the 1-0 pitch taken outside. We were talking to Miggy the other day before the first game of the series. His son is 8 years old, and he said that his son plays just like that. I mean, the Little League coaches are trying to tell Miggy's kid, you know, you don't have to dive for everything. You don't have to dive into home plate on every a chance you have to get to the plate to score, diving into second base. The 2-0 pitch is taken outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Chip off the old block.
Yeah. We're definitely not pitching around Jones to get to Markakis, that's for sure. So he's just missing outside with the cutters.
3 balls and no strikes. Runner at first, that's Lugo. Jones, a right-handed hitter. Dukeshire comes set. Here's the pitch, and that's taken for a strike in the outside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike to Adam Jones. Made the All-Star team last year for the first time. Checks to get his sign. Orioles third base coach is Juan Samuel. Huge gap in right center. Lugo a short lead. Dukeshire at the belt. Here's the pause. The runner goes. The pitch is swung on, bounce to the hole. That's in the left for a base hit. Lugo's around second, and he's going to third. So a ground ball base hit to left by Adam Jones. Back-to-back singles to left field on the ground. And Markakis is coming up as the Orioles have runners at first and third. Of course, you could just imagine the frustration mounting in the Baltimore dugout. We talked about their, as Kurt Young goes to the mound, their problems with runners in scoring position. They had first and third and 2 out in the first. Dukeshire retired the side in order in the second and third. They had first and second and nobody out in the fourth. And now first and third with 2 out in the fifth. And Nick Markakis, who's walked and struck out, is coming up. Well, the A's play the Orioles at 1:05 tomorrow. A battle of excellent young left-handers tomorrow. Anderson for the A's, Mattis for the Orioles. That's tomorrow at 1:05. What's on tap for the A's is sponsored by Tap Plastics. Each team with 5 hits. It's 1-0 A's in the fifth. Markakis had 101 runs batted in a year ago. So Lugo leads from third. Jones leads from first. Dukeshire out of the stretch. And the righty throws. It's taken inside. What's on Tap is sponsored by Tap Plastics. The fantastic plastic place has everything you need for home or business. Tap Plastics customizes plastic to fit your needs. For a store nearest you, visit tapplastics.com. Now Dukeshire. Here's the 1-0 to Markakis. Sets at the belt, throws, and Markakis takes a strike in the outside corner. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Number 1 pick in 03 of the Orioles, Markakis, a left-handed hitter. Jones leads at first. Lugo from third.
When the Orioles try something, Lugo really coming down the line at third, and of course Kuzmanov playing way off the line. Lugo looking for a balk, I guess, pointing at Dukeshire, but he did step off in time.
He's working from the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Suzuki sets up outside. Dukeshire throws, and a breaking ball, high fly ball, right field playable. Sweeney coming toward the line, under it now, makes the catch, and once again Dukeshire works out of trouble. Markakis flies to right as the Orioles leave Lugo at third, and they leave Jones at first. And halfway through our ballgame today, after 4.5, the A's lead the Orioles 1-0.
Today, the A's are proud to honor longtime public address announcer Roy Steele.
And once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
And thank you, Roy and Stephanie, for your service to the Athletics. And thank you, Nets, for providing the Roy Steele bobbleheads to the fans at today's game.
I want to know, what a great day for Roy Steele and for the A's fans.
Well, I'm glad also Chet Farrell, the longtime friend, and really helped Roy.
Low for a ball, Chester.
Chester catching the first pitch from Roy. Roy threw a good two-seamer down and in, good sinker.
A little bit like Ben Sheets the other night. The pitch to Davis, hit up the middle, off the mound. Karams to short, charging, bobbling. Lugo kicks it. He has no play. Rajai Davis is safe at first. They ruled out an E6, I think.
Yeah.
Well, speed will put pressure on the defense, Mr. Fosse.
It always does, and I think the ball got on the hands of Rajai, and that did hit off the mound, but a play Lugo should have made. But you're right, speed forces the infielders to hurry quite a bit. And now Rajai at first, and Guthrie has to worry about him stealing again.
First base side of the rubber, Guthrie ready. Barton, the left-handed hitter, a throw to first, and Rajai dives back. And they called a balk on Guthrie. Boy, Rajai Davis has done this all year.
Is it Cedarstrom? There's been some part pointing. I couldn't see who actually called it. He must have bent the front leg, front knee, and then threw over. Yeah, it's
you see it?
Something about the front knee. It just kind of buckles a little bit.
So here's Barton, and the pitch by Guthrie. Turns and throws. Derek around to bunt. Drops it down the first base line of beauty. Guthrie underhand flip to first in time for the out. And Rajai Davis goes to third, and the sacrifice works. And again, most likely one of those deals where Barton didn't specifically have the sacrifice sign, but he was told by Bob Guerin, certainly third base coach Mike Gallego, whatever you have to do, get Davis to third base.
And you look at the way Barton has been hitting all season, opposite field, and that's not what you're trying to do. And that's why what Eric Chavez did to pull the outside pitch, that shows his strength.
And Sweeney takes low in the infield, and we talked about this in Seattle. The A's don't really think at this point that Barton's fort is hooking the ball and hitting a ground ball to the right side.
Because he waits so long.
So the bunt's a good option. Runner at third, infield in. Sweeney takes a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, bottom of the fifth. 1-0 A's. Sweeney is 1 for 1. He's singled and walked. 12-game hitting streak, hitting at .304. Hitting room in right center. Guthrie to the plate, and it's taken high. Now the count 2-1.
And we are going to see if a ground ball is hit by Sweeney. Another contact play by Rajai Davis, and he is really getting down the line, and getting down the line as far as Miguel Tejada is off the bag at third.
Weeder sets up away, and Sweeney hits it foul straight back. That happened in the third inning. Vince mentioned this earlier. Last night's game with Sweeney batting in the infield in. Ground ball to short, hit by Sweeney, and Davis scored from third. He is really fun to watch out there.
He sure is.
The 2-2 in the dirt, celebrating the 63rd anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier 2 days ago. There's a lot of that type of baseball in Rajai Davis, the way he runs the bases, that kind of daring. 3-2 down the line from third. Here's the pitch to Sweeney, swung on and ripped to deep center field. Jones going back. Jones at the crack, and in front of the wall he makes the catch, and that's a sac fly as Davis can walk home from third. And Sweeney really gives it a ride, and the A's take a 2-0 lead. Hit that ball almost 400 feet.
Well, another Rajai run. He did not steal second, but his moving around at first base caused Guthrie to balk, and then he got to third thanks to Barton. So a great way to manufacture a run. That's what the A's have to do.
The 11th run that Davis has scored this year. He entered the day tied for the American League lead in that category. Inside for a ball to Kuzminoff. 1 ball, no strikes. Kuzminoff's 0 for 2.
Great thing about Ryan Sweeney's at bat, he worked the count 3-2. Guthrie challenged him, and he was ready for the challenge.
There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count 1-1 to Kuz. Here's the turn, the pitch. Kuzminoff waits and takes high inside, a fastball missing, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. An E6, a balk, a sacrifice, and a sac fly. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. See, now that would be a 1973 run, Ray.
You're right. That would be just enough for Raleigh to come in and save a pitch 3 innings for his save. Or Catfish would pitch a complete game.
The 2-2 to Kuzminoff is swung on and foul back, and the count holds at 2-2. 2-0 A's.
We're talking about Bob Feller celebrating the 70th anniversary of the opening day no-hitter, and how everybody thought he's going to have a bad year. 27 wins, 340 innings.
The 2-2 pitch is foul back out of play, about 350 strikeouts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and he was 21 years of age when he did it. I think he won 24 games when he was 20. He threw 3 no-hitters in his brilliant career.
And remembers every one of them, probably every pitch he ever threw.
He said that the opening day no-hitter was the luckiest one he threw. Swung on a soft liner to second, taken there by Wigginton, and the inning is over. The A's add on with a Rajay run, and after 5, it's 2-0 A's. Wieters 1 for 2, a switch hitter batting left. And Duchscherer delivers, drops the curveball low, and the count 1-0. It's Ahana's on deck, and then Scott. Duchscherer, third base side of the rubber. The A's right-hander to the plate, and Wieters takes a strike at the knees. The count 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees in here Tuesday night. Gio Gonzalez against Javier Vasquez. Here's the 1-1 to Wieters. Swung on it, popped up foul left side. That's going to be out of play. Wednesday night at 7:05, Ben Sheets against Philip Hughes. And then 12:35 on Thursday, Dallas Braden against CC Sabathia. The weather is supposed to be a little iffy, maybe the early part of the week, but Thursday should be a great day out here, and it's a rare midweek day game visit by the Yankees of the Coliseum, Ray. Great opportunity to see the Yankees at 12:35 on Thursday here.
Business person special. They work, come on out.
Wieters takes outside, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We were back in the late 80s when the A's were very successful to have these business person specials and come out when the full stadium was here at 40,000 on a beautiful Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. It's a great sight.
Really great. Here's the 2-2 to Wieters, taken on the outside corner, ring him up, perfect pitch, strike 3 called, right on the black.
Well, it looked like Wild Bill Hickok just pulled his gun out and said, he got you there. Outside corner. Well, he's into it today, Wild Bill is. Look at that, man. Just
Ed Hickox. Yeah, it really did a nice little ring him up.
As long as they're consistent, and he seems to be, and this whole crew has been very consistent in this series.
He was kind of loading up a shotgun back there, didn't he? Here's the bunt on the third base line of Beauty, and Tejada's going to beat it out. He dives into first, and he hurt himself.
Yeah,
he pulled a hamstring.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, about 10 feet from the bag. It looked like it got him. Went down to the slide, and
boy, that's too bad.
Yep. And he's looking at his quad, right quad.
What else could go wrong for the Orioles?
Man. And you know, he's been one of the most durable players of all time.
Yeah.
Really. It was a perfect bunt on the third baseline. Kuzmanov had no chance.
And he could have walked to first base. It was such a great bunt. To right quad, about halfway down, he just started limping a little bit and got him. And he went into the slide just because it's probably so painful. Or the head first dive.
Brian Roberts, Felix P.A., Mike Gonzalez, all integral parts of their ball club that are on the disabled list right now.
Miguel Tejada, you might recall, back in the 07 season, went on the disabled list on June 22nd with a fractured left hand. At that point, he had played in 1,152 consecutive games, the 5th longest in the history of the game.
You know, most guys would not even be considering saying in this game, Miguel Tejada walking it off and talking to his manager, and I bet he's going to stay in the game.
Well, he's such a competitor, and you know, he entered the game batting 186. His ball club is scuffling, and
Dave Tremblay said, "No, let's go, Mickey."
Well, he's had a great career, Ray.
Yeah, sure has.
And Cesar Torres is going to run for him.
I was thinking about Miggy wearing number 9. Of course, 4 for the A's. He wore number 10 in Baltimore because of Batista, Tony Batista wearing 9 because Adam Jones. I just had to look and see, reminder who was wearing number 10. So when he went back, number 9.
Luke Scott standing in, and he's 0 for 2. The Orioles have their 6th hit. Three of those by Tejada. So Luke Scott is 0 for 2, a left-handed hitter. And Duchscherer comes set. The pitch to Luke Scott is taken inside in the count 1-0. Here I was going to ask you about Jake Fox catching last night, his second start for the Athletics behind the plate. How do you think he's faring back there?
I think he's done a good job. He's got a great pitcher to catch. There's no doubt in Dallas Braden.
Here's the pitch on the way. Taken for a strike. It's not a coincidence that Fox has caught Braden twice.
Right. But it's, again, the pitches he throws, the changeup, it's just a matter of working together. And after the first inning in Anaheim last Sunday, it's worked much better and definitely showed last night.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to Luke Scott. A dribbler to the right side, taken by Barton Bobbles. He picks it up with a bare hand, but he has no play, and everybody is safe. Derek ranging way to his right on the infield grass, and I think would have had a force play at second base, and then just couldn't make the play. That's going to be an E3. So the Orioles again have a couple of runners on base. They again have somebody in scoring position, and Nolan Reimold is coming up.
You know, the tough part of that play for a first baseman and the first baseman's mitt, it's long, so there's really no feeling in the end of the glove. As Derek went down to field it, it just kind of flapped off of the end of the glove and not able to get it securely into the pocket.
Here is the stretch by Duchscherer, 2 on, and the delivery is taking a breaking ball low. 2-0 A's, 1 out, 2 on, top of the 6th. 8 base runners so far for Baltimore. Right-handed hitter Reimold had a good rookie year a year ago. Duchscherer throws, and Reimold takes a strike in the outside corner. Left fielder Gross a step toward the line. Center fielder Davis about 3 steps toward left center. The right fielder Sweeney pretty much straight up, so the gap is in right center. Wigginton is on deck. And the pitch is swung on, bounce, fell. Interesting distinction that Reimold has. He's the only player in the history, or at least during the time that Mariano Rivera has pitched in the big leagues, to have hit his first major league home run off Mariano Rivera. Now that's something you can tell your grandchildren.
Probably didn't know who Mariano was when he hit it.
The 1-2 delivery on the way. And Reimold on a breaking ball low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he said, I thought they retired that number 42 for everybody. Why is he wearing it? Who is he?
That was on May 20th of last year. First big league home run off Rivera.
Bet it was a cut fastball, too.
Yeah, I bet it was. Might have left it out over the plate a little bit. 2 on, 1 out, 6th inning, 2-0 in favor of the A's. Reimold's a right-handed hitter. Dukeshire, glove on his left knee, third base side of the rubber. Checks the runners. Now here's the 2-2 delivery, and it's on the way, taken high, and the count 3-2. You know, just to finish up with Jake Fox, as he works his way back into catching, it doesn't hurt that he's been catching the guy who, in Braden, might do the best job of anybody in the league in controlling the running game.
Absolutely.
Dallas Braden. Big pitch right here, a 3-2. Turris leads from second, Scott from first, not running, and it's swung on a drive into left. Going over is Gross toward the track. He's there to make the catch. Gabe Gross going to his left to the edge of the warning track, right beneath the 362 mark to make the catch. Reimold flies out, 2 away, and that'll bring up Wigington.
That cutter, boy, makes a difference. The difference between the barrel of the bat and the end of the bat.
Yeah, that ball was hit well, but just the difference of where he hit it and the fact that it was a cutter, and such a great pitch. And Duke will throw it any time. And we've also seen him throw his 3-2 curveball any time, which he did in Seattle in his last start.
So 2 on and 2 out. A's leading 2-0 in the 6th. And here's the pitch. Taken low and outside. Well, if the hitter thinks it's a fastball and it's a cutter, that extra couple of inches is the difference between the barrel of the bat and the end of the bat, right?
Absolutely. And when he goes to the front door and freezes the guy because he thinks the ball's going to be inside, it's just as good a pitch.
The 1-0 delivery, Dukeshire the pause. Here it is, and Wigington takes it low, and now the count 2 balls and no strikes. Chad Godin is up in the A's bullpen. Right-hander Chad Godin. Two 2-0 the count. And the pitch to Wigington. Outside 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Wigington has been with the Mets, the Pirates, Tampa Bay, and Houston. Hit 23 home runs in 08, 24 long balls in 06.
Got to be careful here. He might have the green light if he thinks he's going to get a fastball.
Stretch, the 3-0 pitch is taken very high. We won't know, and that's ball 4. I agree. I think if you're Dave Tremblay, why not?
Yeah.
Right? You've lost 8 in a row. So the bases are loaded. Suzuki accompanies Dukeshire out to the mound. Kurt Young comes out of the A's dugout. Tomorrow, by the way, when the A's play the Orioles in the final game of the series, Ray, you know that 10,000 fans get an A's pet calendar. And that's sponsored by Avoderm Natural. Tickets are available at oaklandathletics.com, or you can call 877-493-BALL. On Tuesday, when the A's play the Yankees at 7:05, 10,000 fans get a poster featuring Brett Anderson, Dallas Braden, and Andrew Bailey, presented by Kingsford Capital Management. Again, you can order tickets at oaklandathletics.com, or you can call 877-493-BALL. I think Mr. Anderson, he must have bought dinner last night. At least he should have.
Yeah, Steve Vucinich down in the clubhouse. Another great meal put out by Vuce.
Bases loaded. Here's the pitch, and it's taken a breaking ball strike on the inside corner by Atkins. So a moment of truth for Dukeshire and the A's. The A's leading 2-0 in the 6th inning, and the Orioles have the bases loaded. Atkins is 0 for 2. Now the 0-1 pitch. The pause by the A's right-hander. Sets, ready now, and throws, and it's swung on and blooped into left for a base hit. 1 run is in around third. Here's Luke Scott, the throw by Gross, and it's offline, and 2 runs score. Stopping at second is Wigington. Atkins has tied it up with a single to left. Scoring 2. It's the A's 2 and the Orioles 2.
And there's that extra the stat you're talking about with the 2 outs runners in score position, and that's the second one. It was a big one. It's a slow curve, and Justin Dukeshire, after getting ahead with a strike, featured a slow curve, and Atkins was all over it.
And that's going to be it for Dukeshire. So Bob Guerin comes to the mound, and the call has been made to the bullpen for Chad Godin. This pitching change is brought to you by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime today. 2 runs in, 2 runners on base. Top of the 6th inning, A's 2, Orioles 2, and back to the Coliseum after this. Runs, 7 hits, an error. The A's 2 runs on 5 hits and an error. Right-handed batting Julio Lugo is coming up. Atkins plating his Torres from 3rd and Scott from 2nd on the base hit. Wigington stopped at 2nd. So as Dukeshire goes 5 2/3, here's Godin making his 4th appearance of the year. The A's picked him up after the Yankees let him go during spring training. So Lugo, the veteran right-handed hitter. Now the runners lead. Godin kicks, turns, and throws. It's swung on and missed. For Chad, his last appearance was on Wednesday in Seattle. Inning in a third, 3 hits and 2 runs. Walked 2 and struck out 3. All of his 3 previous appearances this year came against the Mariners. Second stint with the green and gold. Lugo's 1 for 2. Right-handed hitter. Now he calls time. Lugo split his time last year between the Red Sox and the Cardinals. The outfield plays him toward right. The 0-1 delivery. Godin throws, and it's swung on a comebacker. Taken by Godin. He flips over to first in time for the out. Godin does the job, but the Orioles tie it up with 2 unearned runs. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. A's 2, Baltimore 2. He is bottom of the 6th inning. Suzuki, Chavez, and Gross for the A's against Jeremy Guthrie in a 2-2 tie. And the pitch by Guthrie, a fastball strike defensively after Cesar Izturis ran for Tejada. Izturis stays in the game at shortstop. Julio Lugo goes from short to second, and Ty Wigington goes from second to third. 0-1 on the way. Suzuki takes a strike in the outside corner, 0-2. On the scoreboard today, the Angels defeated Toronto 6-3 at Skydome. Joe Saunders got the win. He's 1-2 over Brian Talent, who's 1-1. 0-2 to Suzuki, high and outside. A save for Fernando Rodney, number 3. He's the closer now with Brian Fuentes on the DL. 1-2. Suzuki, a right-handed hitter. Weeder sets up outside. It's swung on and popped up on the infield. The first baseman Atkins wide at first is there to make the catch in fair territory. Suzuki pops out. That'll bring out Chavez. The Minnesota Twins are just red hot. They defeated Kansas City 6-5 today with a run in the bottom of the 7th inning on a home run by the O-Dog. By Orlando Hudson, 6-5 Twins over KC. Dunsing the winner, Parrish the loser, John Roush. Chavez hits it deep down the right field line. That's going to go to the wall. Might be a double. Turning to first. The carom is played by Markakis, and Chavez will cruise into second base with a double. Well, Xavi ropes the ball to right field. If it had come back quickly to Markakis, I was thinking with his arm, they might have had a shot at second base. As it was, Xavi able to stand up at second base with a 2-base hit.
Well, and Xavi's getting there. He is getting better and better. Every game he plays, his swing is coming. And I think we're going to start seeing some ones that leave the park, leave the field at least, very soon.
Well, the thing is, he's only played 25 games since June of 08.
Right.
So here's Gabe Gross. And the pitch to Gabe is taken inside. You look at Chavez, and it's not a, as we say, kind of a small sample size, but in his last 7 games now, Ray, he's 7 for 25. So he's gaining ground. He's picking it up. 2-2. The A's have their 6th hit. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Gross is 0 for 2. He's a left-handed hitter. And the pitch is swung on and fouled back. The situation in Minnesota, big factor in their success with Joe Nathan out for the year. John Roush got his 6th save today.
Did it sell out?
Yeah. That goes without saying now. 38,564. 1-1. Chavez leads at second. Here's the pitch to Gross by Guthrie. Taken just inside. And now the count 2-1. The White Sox and the Indians are tied up at 1-1 after 6. Game time temperature in Cleveland today was 44. A battle of Jakes. Peavy against Westbrook. Rosales waiting on deck. This will be the 89th pitch for Guthrie. Here it is. And it's a high fly ball. Short left center field. Jones, the center fielder, is there. And he makes the catch, and Chavez gets back to first. A little cutting action on that pitch, then ran in on the hands of Gross. Right-hander Clay Meredith is warming up in the bullpen. He's the guy, and they forgot the Y. You know when they named him? Clay? C-L-A.
Clock.
Here is Rosales, a right-handed hitter. 2 out, runner at second, and Adam takes outside. We're tied up at 2-2. The Yankees and Rangers. Yankees won that one 7-3. Despite the 7th home run for Nelson Cruz, a 3-run shot. The 1-0 pitch by Guthrie. Rosales hits a drive into center. Jones going back toward right center. He's playable, and he makes the catch. A well-hit ball, but Jones runs it down. And the Athletics fail to score. And after 6 complete, A's 2, Baltimore 2. For the A's, 2 runs on 6 hits and an error. For the Orioles, 2 runs on 7 hits and an error. 7th inning. Here's Vince.
Chad Godin back to work for the Athletics. He came on in relief of Justin Dukeshire in the top of the 6th inning. Duke went 5 2/3, allowed 2 unearned runs on the 7 hits, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Jones, Markakis, and Wieters top of the lineup for the Orioles, and lefty Craig Breslow already loosening up in the Oakland bullpen. Jones singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3 today, 4 hits in the series, and the series will conclude tomorrow afternoon with Brett Anderson against Brian Mattis. Chad out of the stretch. The righty's pitch, a swing and a miss. Good slider away for strike 1. Jones was looking to connect, and he came up empty. Orioles are trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. In fact, before today's game, they had a players-only meeting, which was led by Kevin Millwood. 0-1 offer. Strike on the inside corner, 0-2. That happened much in your day, Ray? The quote-unquote players-only meetings?
Unless we were cutting up the share.
Those are the best kind of meetings to have. 0-2. Another slider outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Adam Jones. It's 19 home runs last year for Baltimore. Has 1 so far this season. A 2-2 game in the 7th. The set, the pitch. Fastball just missed low on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still trying to figure out where the best place is to hit Adam Jones in the lineup for a guy that rarely walks but certainly has power potential. Seems surprising that they bat him in the 1 or 2 spots in their lineup. 2-2. Down and away. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think long term this kid might be a middle of the lineup run producer. I mean, he's hit as many as 25 home runs in a minor league season at AAA back in 07 when he was the minor league player of the year for Seattle. Full count. Godin from the first base side of the hill, stretches and fires, and the slider waved at and missed. He just would not lay off that pitch, and Godin got him to chase for strike 3. 6th strikeout for Oakland pitching, and Godin is done. Here comes Bob Guerin. He wants to bring on the lefty Craig Breslow to face Nick Markakis. So a pitching change here at the Coliseum, and the A's and Orioles are tied 2-2. Here comes Breslow. He'll face Markakis, and we'll have that for you when we come back right after this. .11 of 386 ERA. He's worked 2 1/3 innings as he faces Nick Markakis. Lefty on lefty, and Nick fouls it just below us on the first offering for strike 1. Chad Godin 2/3 of an inning, a handful of pitches, and a strikeout. The last time that Craig worked for the Athletics was on the Tuesday night game in Seattle. Swing and a miss. Good fastball away, and it's 0-2. Surrendered a base hit in that contest to Sean Figgins, a double to left field. They've got the switch hitting Matt Wieters waiting on deck. Here's the 0-2. Way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll check the road report brought to you by Big O Tires. In store online, Big O Tires offers low prices on name brand tires every time. Tires, service, and straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust. See BigO.com or call 1-800-NEW-TIRE for prices and the Big O Tire store nearest you. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He chased the fastball up and in, grazed it into the middle. Suzuki, he hangs on for strike 3. Look giddy up on that pitch.
You know, Breslow had a little bit of a shoulder problem in spring training. And getting back, and he said after that last appearance in Seattle, you alluded to, said it's back. And he just showed it there with Marquez, a very, very tough left-handed hitter, regardless of who he's facing, and he just blew it by him.
The Mets and the Cardinals scoreless bottom of the 6th inning in St. Louis. Johan Santana started that game for the Mets. San Francisco pounding the Dodgers 7-0. First delivery of breaking ball strike to Wieters. It's 0-1. We're 2-2 in the 7th. 2 outs and nobody on for the Orioles. Tim Lincecum has gone the whole way in that game for the Giants. Charlie Hager, the knuckleballer, starter for the Dodgers. There's a swing and a high fly ball to left. Gross backpedaling. He's going to have some room in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. Makes the grab, and the inning is over. So the A's bullpen pieced together here with Godin and Breslow. Hold down the Orioles 1-2-3. On to the bottom of the 7th. A's 2 and the Orioles 2. We first pause 10 seconds. Station identification all along the A's radio network. On a Saturday afternoon with Ken Korak and Ray Fosse, Vince Cotroneo with you. A bunt attempt by Pennington opening up the bottom of the 7th. He dribbles a foul as Wieters pounced on it up the third base side for strike 1. Had I known, now when we pause for an ID, of course, throughout the entire network, every station has their own ID. Here locally on our flagship station, KTRB, we have begun a Roy Steele ID at the top of the hour. And it's Roy Steele bobblehead day today. Had I known that, I would actually be calling for these IDs on time, like we're supposed to be doing.
Or call on every half hour instead of on the hour. Yeah, that's not bad. 4 minutes after.
1 strike pitch, rounded toward the shortstop. Picked up by Torres on to first in time, and there's 1 out. Now Rajai Davis, he has struck out, singled, stolen a base, reached on an error, balked a second, and scored the A's 2nd run. That was on a sacrifice fly from Ryan Sweeney in the 5th. Then the Orioles came back with their first hit with runners in scoring position in this series. There's a 2-run soft single to left off the bat of Garrett Atkins after an error by Derek Barton, and tied the game at 2. First pitch to Rajay, down and away, ball 1. Lefty Will Oman loosening in the bullpen for the Orioles. He worked in last night's game. 1-0 offer. Swung on, pulled down the left field line, but foul. Rajay hooked it a little too much. Didn't quite have home run distance, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
We were talking about Kevin Millwood. I think another thing Millwood brings to this club is that you follow me. Don't worry about counting pitches. He's a strong man. We saw last year with Texas.
Got nearly 200 innings last year. Guthrie did get 200 innings a season ago. As delivery to Raj outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Like even late April, 121 pitches in 8 innings for Millwood. Ended up getting a win.
2-1, swung on and fouled at the plate. The other thing, too, I think that Millwood showed last night, and as we discussed earlier, that his stuff wasn't that great by his standards. He still found a way to stay in the game. That's for sure something else he'll tell Brian Mattis, and not so much Jeremy Guthrie because he's been around a little bit longer, but a David Hernandez or Brad Bergeson. Hey, find a way. Right. Figure out something that's working for you, and maybe you can swing back around to what your original game plan was. Matt Wieters, a few words out there on the mound for Guthrie. He's at 97 pitches on the day, and it is a comfortable afternoon in the East Bay. But the A's do have back-to-back left-hand hitters due with Barton and Sweeney. So if Raj gets on, we may see Will Oman. 2-2, down and away with a slider. Ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. White Sox now leading Cleveland 2-1. That is on to the 8th inning in Cleveland. 3-2 pitch ripped into left center field, but it's going to hang up, and Adam Jones is going to get underneath it. From center, he'll make the catch for the second out.
You have to figure if Rajay Davis ever gets the count as he just did 3-2, he can look fastball because not too many pitchers are going to want to take a chance at trying to fool him with a pitch and end up walking him and turning a walk into a double. They just got that one off the end of the bat enough to keep it in the park.
Well, right on cue, here comes Dave Tremblay, and he will ask for Will Oman. So 2 outs, nobody on for the A's. Derek Barton is due. We're tied 2-2, bottom of the 7th. We'll come back to the Coliseum after this. Lefty Will Oman going to work against Derek Barton, and the first pitch, a fastball in there for a strike. He had a 1-2-3 inning in last night's game behind Kevin Millwood in a contest which the A's won 4-2. 32-year-old veteran with the Dodgers last year. The pitch down and away with the change. 1 ball and 1 strike. He got Derek to ground out to second base in that game last night. Derek today is a 1-for-2 with a sacrifice. 2-2 game in the bottom of the 7th. Lefty on lefty here. Oman works out of the windup from the third base side of the hill. He tries a slider, and it's over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Oman last year said, the heck with spring training. He signed with the Dodgers on March 6th, and he was in the big leagues a week later. The life of being a specialist. 1-2 offer. Down and away, off speed. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Barton. 11 walks on the year for Derek. Brad Ziegler loosening in the A's bullpen. Submarine right-hander. And Matt Albers loosening up for the Orioles, right-hander. Fastball up and away to Barton. Another 3-2 count for Derek. He has seen a boatload of pitches again today, with the exception of the one at bat when he advanced Rajai Davis to third on a sacrifice, which led to a run. 3-2 pitch. Oman to Barton. Fastball over but low. Ball 4. What an eye from Derek as he picks up his 12th walk of the season. Jeremy Guthrie today exercised some demons from the mound here at the Coliseum, as he was effective for 6 2/3, allowing 6 hits and 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1, and he K'd 3 on the day. Now Sweeney stands in. Ullman stretches and delivers, and a fastball hit late, curling out of play to the left behind third base and into the stands. Nice grab by a fan with his glove, reaching back over his shoulder and pulled it down. Strike 1 on Sweeney. He's been productive all 3 times he's been at the plate today. A single, a walk, and a sacrifice fly for his 7th run batted in. 0-1 pitch. Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now this is an area of the game where to this point of the season the A's have a distinctive advantage, because their bullpen has been effective. The A's have played close games and they've won those close games. And it's been just the opposite for Baltimore, hence why they are 1-10. Here comes the pitch. Fastball high. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. I'm guessing that Matt Albers will be coming on to face Kevin Kuzminoff if Ryan Sweeney keeps the inning alive here. The shortstop is Torres, shading up the middle. Outfield deep. Jones toward left center, and Wigginton deep at third near the line. Toss over to first base. Barton not going anywhere, but he draws the throw nonetheless. Ullman sporting the number 13. Where's the pant legs pulled up? He's been in the big leagues with the Cubs, Atlanta, the Dodgers, and now the Orioles. Made their club as a non-roster invitee this year. 2 balls and a strike. The lefty kicks and fires, and the delivery is up and away. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. So Dave Tremblay's strategy of bringing the lefty in to face left-hand batters is on the verge of completely exploding in his face.
Derek Barton's getting a very short lead at first, but he's got to act like he's going, and Ullman all of a sudden is paying attention to him. He's not going anywhere.
Here's a 3-1. It is inside, ball 4. Ullman can't believe he didn't get the call, so he faces back-to-back lefties, and he walks them both. And Kevin Kuzminoff is due, and we'll see if Dave Tremblay will be on his way. And right on cue, Dave Tremblay wants Matt Albers out of his bullpen. Well, I guess when you're a 1-10 and you've lost 8 games in a row, sometimes the best laid plans do not work out the way you would like. So Tremblay will take the baseball from Ullman, but he is responsible for Sweeney at first and Barton now at second. And Kuzminoff will be batting here for the A's. We can take a peek at the minor league report from the Athletics, where last night the home opener for Sacramento was a win over Reno, 8-4. Michael Taylor leading the league with a couple of triples, as a Kyle Middleton got the win of that game. Chris Carter drove a home run, his 2nd of the year. Couple of RBIs in the victory. AA Midland on the short end as they lost at Arkansas. The final there was 3-0, but the Jamal Weeks continues to bat leadoff for that team. Former #1 pick, hitting .387 on the year. Pedro Figueroa, a decent line of 6 innings, 2 hits and 1 run. But the A's AA team losing on the short end by a final of 3-0. No offense in that game for the Rockhounds. Stockton lost to Visalia 3-2. That game was in Stockton. In fact, Ricky Henderson has been in attendance helping out the young Ports team, and what a thrill that must be for the members of that team out of the California League. Jermaine Mitchell, a couple of hits in that game, and Grant Green, the former #1 pick a season ago out of USC, was 3 for 5. He's batting .343. Drove in a run last night, his 3rd of the year. So Green, who may move fast through the A's system. Off to a good start at Stockton, and Kane County lost against Beloit by the final of 6-0. That's the A's minor league report from AAA on down. A 2-2 game. Kuzmanov standing in to face Matt Albers. He worked in last night's game. He got Kuzmanov to swing at the first pitch and bounced to third base. It is his 7th appearance. He leads the club in that category. An 0-1 record and an 8.44 ERA. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch down and away, ball 1. Oakland trying to break the 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 7th. They've been out hit by the Orioles 7-6. Sweeney with his lead at first, and Barton steps away from second. The righty's 1-0, swung on, belted toward right center field, but Markakis will have room. He'll make the catch right toward the out-of-town scoreboard, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. The A's leave 2. We're through 7. The A's and Orioles are tied at 2. 2-2 on to the 8th inning. Here's Ken.
As Torres leads it off for the Orioles. Brad Ziegler's up in the A's bullpen. Left-hander Craig Breslow stays in the game for the green and gold. As Torres, a switch hitter batting right. And the pitch by Breslow is very high, 1-0 after Tejada hurt himself after his bunt single in the 6th inning going down the line. As Torres ran for Miggy, stayed in the game. So the veteran shortstop at the plate. The pitch by Breslow is taken low, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. His Torres last night was 0 for 2, and he was 1 for 4 on Thursday night. Kuzmanov even with the bag at third. The pitch to his Torres is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Justin Duchscheid, the A's starter, went 5 2/3. He allowed 7 hits and 2 runs. No earned runs. He walked 2 and struck out 5. 2-1 to his Torres is swung on and fouled back. Chad Godin 2/3. Retired both batters that he faced, and then Craig Breslow finished up the 7th inning. And he got Markakis on a strikeout, and then Wieters flied out. So now in the 8th, locked up at 2 at the Coliseum on a Saturday afternoon. Overcast skies now, but it's comfortable. The 2-2 to his Torres is swung on and fouled back. Of course, we see a lot of Cesar Torres' half-brother Maicer with the Angels, and the Angels today won their ball game against Toronto 6-3. And Joe Saunders pitched great today, Ray. 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, none earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2 to his Torres, swung on, driven to left center field. That's going to sink for a base hit. Gross over to cut it off. His Torres turning at first. He's going to go to second, and the throw is too late. And Cesar Torres leads off the 8th inning with a double to left center field. And Luke Scott will be coming up.
Right, slider inside, he got it. So the 4th spot of the batting order, 4 for 4. Miggy with 3 hits, and now it's Torres who replaced him.
So Luke Scott, a left-handed hitter. Ziegler, the right-hander, throwing in the bullpen. After Scott, you have Reimold, a bunch of right-handed hitters. Reimold and Wigginton and Atkins. So 2-2. That was the 8th hit for the Orioles. Runner at second base. Breslow throws. It's bounced toward first. Taken by Barton, and he goes to the bag. And on the play as Torres goes to third. So Scott does his job. Well hit ball right to the A's first baseman. 3 unassisted. And Bob Guerin emerges from the A's dugout. So pitching change. Runner at third. 1 out. 8th inning in a 2-2 tie. And we'll come back to the Coliseum after this. Spot in the 8th inning. The Orioles have Torres over at third base, and with 1 out, Nolan Reimold is coming up in a 2-2 tie. Reminder again about tomorrow, the A's and the Orioles. The weather should be great out here. 10,000 fans get an A's pet calendar, and that's brought to you by Avoderm Natural. You can call 877-493-BALL. So Ziegler working in back-to-back games. The A's bring the infield in. Reimold, a right-hander hitter. The pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. 2-2, runner at third, 1 out, 8th inning, and the infield is in.
Not surprising, Reimold took the first pitch, just maybe trying to take a look at Ziegler in his submarine-style delivery.
He sets at the belt, checks and throws, and a breaking ball taken outside, 1-1. Ziggy making his 7th appearance, 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs allowed. He's walked 4, struck out 5. Reimold, a right-handed stick deep in the box, slightly open stance. The pitch to Reimold outside, and the count 2-1. So as Torres doubled, and Scott bounced to first with his Torres going to third. Hitting room in right center. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. Here it is. That's taken low, 3-1. I don't think that Ziegler would feel that walking Reimold would be the worst thing in the world here. And he might be able to play the infield back for a double play on Wigginton.
Well, they would play it back and hope for the double play.
The 3-1 pitch is a check swing, and there's a strike, a breaking ball on the outside corner, and the count 3-2.
Stay with the Frisbee. It's tempting right now with 5 of the sliders outside to come inside with a fastball, but just try to get him to chase, just go farther outside.
Here's the 3-2 by Ziegler. He throws it pretty far outside, huh? And that's ball 4. Reminiscent of the pitch that he threw when Suzuki made the incredible play to throw out Sean Figgins trying to go to third up in Seattle. So that's ball 4. Now the Orioles have runners at first and third. A pinch runner emerges from the Orioles dugout, Lou Montañez. So Montañez will be running for Reimold at first. Reimold coming off of off-season Achilles tendon surgery. So now in a 2-2 tie, The A's play the infield for 2, and here's Wigington, a right-handed hitter. 5 to left, struck out and walked. Ziegler sets, turns, and throws, and Wigington takes outside, and it's 1-0. Ziegler's talked a lot so far this year about how he just doesn't feel like he has feel out there, Ray. Doesn't feel like he has his command yet. First base side of the rubber. Here's his 1-0 pitch, and fake to third, throw to first, nobody buying. Wigington at the plate.
That was a big league fake to third. He actually threw to first without the runner at first, even off the bat.
The 1-0 delivery on the way by Ziegler. Swung on a fly ball to right field. That'll score the runs, I would think. Sweeney going back and over toward the line, makes the catch as Turris tags. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time. As Turris scores, and the Orioles take a 3-2 lead. Holding at first was Montañez on the sac fly to right by Wigington. Sweeney did a nice job there, Ray, getting back behind the ball as it kind of died, angling toward the line, and Ryan was able to get back behind. His throw to the plate was just slightly toward the third base side of home plate, and going around Suzuki with the run as the Orioles take the lead was this Turris.
Throws on the plate, probably would have gotten him.
So the 6th RBI for Wigington. Now the pitch taken outside by Garrett Atkins, and the count 1-0. (3-2) Baltimore. And the pitch taken for a strike. Left-hander Mark Hendrickson is up in the bullpen. Remember, the Orioles put their closer Mike Gonzalez on the DL earlier this week. They say they're going to be closing with the right-hander Jim Johnson. 1-1 to Atkins is swung on line to left. That's a base hit. Gross over the line to field it. Turning at second, holding there is Montañez, and so Atkins lines a base hit to left. Now the Orioles looking for some insurance, and Julio Lugo is coming up. The insurance run brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Safeco agents can make sure your bases are covered. They'll explain your options and make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Find a local agent at Safeco.com. Kurt Young goes to the mound, maybe to buy a little time as Jerry Blevins is up to throw in the bullpen.
And that would be for Markakis, because Jones is in the on-deck circle following Lugo.
Lugo, a right-handed hitter. Jones, a right-handed hitter. Meanwhile, for the A's in the bottom of the 8th, Suzuki, Chavez, and Gross. That's why Hendrickson is up in the bullpen. The A's have right, left, and left. The A's have a right-handed bat available in the dugout, Jake Fox. 2 lefty bats down there, Patterson and Buck. So now here's Ziegler from the first base side. The Orioles leading 3-2. And Ziegler trying to keep the damage down. Here's the pitch, and it spins outside for a ball, 1-0. White Sox and Indians are tied up at 2-2 in the 8th inning. That's the only other game going around the junior circuit. Here's the pause and the pitch to the veteran Lugo. Breaking ball for a strike. Gross and left, straight up. Davis in center, about 3 steps, shifted toward right center field. Sweeney, the right fielder, a step toward the right field line. Julio Lugo. He is 3 for 20 this year. He was dealt by the Cardinals to the Orioles on the 1st of April. Ziegler, here's the 1-1 delivery. He throws. It swung on, bounce weakly to the right side. Taken at second by Rosales, and he throws him out. Lugo's out 4-3, but the Orioles take the lead, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Baltimore. run. Suzuki leads it off for the A's. Lou Montañez stays in the ballgame for the Orioles in left field. Remember, the A's were beaten. They lost on opening night to the Mariners. The A's haven't lost at home since. So they're 5-1 at home. Suzuki has struck out, doubled, and popped out. Albers stays in the game. Left-hander Hendrickson, right-hander Clay Meredith in the bullpen. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Hey, they just honored a fan between innings, Ray.
Yeah.
90 years old today.
Yeah, 90 years old. That's the family, the grandkids. They were tailgating before the game and here to watch the game this afternoon.
Here's the 0-1 pitch taking us. I'd say he looked great. They had him up on the diamond vision.
He's a former Navy SEAL. You know it's going to look great.
Absolutely.
Look great at 110 when he comes back.
Levon Hernandez will still be pitching when he comes back.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way by Albers. Check swing and Suzuki goes. I mention that because Levon Hernandez was looking for a job during most of the offseason. A complete game 4-hit shutout today with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts as the Nationals beat Milwaukee 8-0. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Suzuki strikes out. A foul tip held by Wieters. And let's see if Dave Tremblay emerges from the dugout, because the A's have a brace of left-hand hitters coming up, and the calls are made to the bullpen. So the big lefty Mark Hendrickson will be facing Eric Chavez here in the 8th inning. Breaking the action, 1 out, nobody on, 3-2 Baltimore. We'll come back after this. Two Orioles, bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out, nobody on. Eric Chavez comes up for the A's against the tall left-hander, the former NBA forward Mark Hendrickson. We saw Hendrickson on Thursday night as he worked 2 scoreless innings. He allowed a hit and had a walk. And here's Chavez with the A's down 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th, lefty against lefty. Hendrickson 6'9", 240. The pitch to Chavez, a breaking ball strike, and it's 0-1. Not a real hard thrower at all. Outfield toward left.
Can he dunk?
I think he can dunk. Played for 4 teams in the NBA. The 0-1 to Chavez is swung on, poke foul out of play left side, and the count 0-2. Hey, Roy Steele's been doing the PA all day.
All day. I think he got a chance to do something special in that profession.
Might have a chance, huh?
Sounds great today.
Outfield toward left. Wieters sets up outside. The pitch is a breaking ball away. We should also tip our collective hats to Dick Callahan.
Yeah.
What a great job Dick has done in the absence of Roy the past couple of years. So it's 1-2. Hendrickson delivers the 1-2 pitch, and Chavez swings and fights it off, fouls it back. The right-hander Meredith still throwing in the bullpen.
Dick Callahan just waiting around today. Roy, of course, announcing the players, but Dick doing all the between inning promotional stuff.
3-2 Baltimore. The 1-2 to Chavez is swung on and missed. A fastball throws it by him. Chavez strikes out, and Gabe Gross is going to give way. And Jake Fox is going to hit for him. Of course, Tremblay has the option of Meredith in the bullpen. So the wheels are turning at the old ball yard in the East Bay. 3 runs, 9 hits, an error for the Orioles. 2 runs, 6 hits, an error for the A's. 8th inning. So Albers struck out Suzuki. Hendrickson strikes out Chavez. And Tremblay is going to go to the bullpen for Meredith. Breaking the action, pitching change, 3-2 Orioles, bottom of the 8th. We'll come back after this. Albers struck out Suzuki. Hendrickson struck out Chavez. And now it's Meredith against Fox. 3-2 Baltimore. 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the 8th. 5th appearance for Meredith. He has no record and a 7.71 ERA. Side armor deals and a swing and a miss by Fox in a breaking ball. 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He's allowed 2 home runs. And he has 3 strikeouts. Outfield deep and toward left. Right-hander throws, and Fox takes outside. It's 1-1. Nobody throwing in the A's bullpen. Fox, slightly open stance, the former Cub. And the pitch to Jake is swung on and hit high and deep into left center field. But it's playable for Montañez. Back to the edge of the track, and he makes the catch. So Fox flies the left fielder. The A's go down 1-2-3, and after 8, it's 3-2 Baltimore. A record of 1-0 and a 4.76 ERA. Orioles 3 runs, 9 hits, an error. The A's 2 runs, 6 hits, an error. Top of the order for the Birds of Baltimore. Jake Fox, who batted for Gross, stays in the game in left field. The pitch to Jones is a fastball for a strike, 0-1. 7th appearance for Blevins. 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. The 0-1 to Jones, here it is, taken inside a fastball. The A's in the bottom of the inning. Rosales, Pennington, and Davis due up against Jim Johnson. The 1-1 pitch by Jerry Blevins is pop foul out of play, a fastball on the count, 1-2.
Johnson does not know what he's got waiting for.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Well, at the worst, they might get a Rajay run.
That's right.
Meanwhile, the Indians win. 3-2. The Tribe beat the White Sox. 1-2 to Jones outside, a fastball on the count, 2-2.
Drops the White Sox to 4-8 to start this young season.
Is Ozzie still tweeting?
No.
So Blevins, first base side of the rubber. And the 2-2 breaking ball bounced to the right side. 2 steps to his left. Rosales fields and throws. And that's out number 1. Jones is out 4-3, and Markakis is coming up. The Yankees 7-3 over Texas today. A.J. Burnett went 7. 6 hits and no runs. He walked 2 and struck out 7. He's 2-0 with a 2.57 ERA. Scott Feldman allowed 7 hits and 4 runs and 2 1/3. Took the loss for the Rangers. Here's the pitch, and it's taken outside. 3-2 Baltimore. 1 out, nobody on, 9th inning. It'd be a huge lift for the Indians if Jake Westbrook can come back, and he pitched well today. Coming back from Tommy John surgery. Here's the pitch, a check swing, and he goes. Westbrook was a good pitcher. A control specialist.
Yeah, when he's pitching, you got all the bugs off the infield because he'll take care of them with ground ball outs.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a bunch of grounders in his career.
Sinker ball specialist. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. A good fastball from Blevins. Well, today Westbrook against Jake Peavy in the White Sox went 7, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 2 Ks. Peavy pitched great today as well. The 1-2 delivery by Jerry Blevins on the way. Breaking ball waved at. Perfect pitch. Markakis badly fooled. He strikes out. Blevins has looked good this year.
Yeah, he really has. And you see the confidence, the great curveball, and let's talk about the cut fastball and just how much it helped him last September when he pitched well going in the offseason. And there was a lot of competition this spring. The left-hander out of the bullpen, he won out, he and Breslow.
Here's Weeder as a switch hitter batting right. Blevins deals, is taken for a strike. Remember that in the 9th inning on Thursday night, he was charged with a run. A ball that was hit out to right center that landed on the track that should have been caught. There was a lack of communication between Sweeney and Davis. It was ruled a hit, so it went on Blevins' ledger. Outside for a ball, 1 strike. 3-2 Orioles. Here's the pitch on the way, and that's taken inside, and the count 2-1. Houston Astros badly in need of a win, and they got one today over the Cubs 4-3. As the Astros improved to 2-9 under their first-year manager Brad Mills. 2-1 on the way is taken inside, and Roy Oswalt pitched like an ace today for the Astros. He goes 7, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Lincecum is shutting out the Dodgers 9-0 for the Giants in the 7th inning. Now the pitch, a fly ball popped down the right side, long run. Sweeney into foul territory toward the bullpen, gets there and makes a good running catch. Ryan Sweeney didn't give up on that ball down near the Orioles bullpen in foul territory on the warning track as he crossed the foul line and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Baltimore. lead the A's 3-2. Adam Rosales leads it off for the A's in the ninth. The A's have 6 hits. The Orioles with 9. Johnson ready, turns and throws. That's taken low, and it's 1-0. Mike Gonzalez, in 3 appearances, worked 2 innings. He allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, and he walked 4. And now Johnson closing for the Orioles and throws the 1-0 pitch. Swung on line to left center, a base hit, and the A's on the start. Adam Rosales lines a base hit to left center in the 9th inning, and Pennington's coming up, and we'll see how the A's play this. You sacrifice here, Ray?
Probably. I'd say you got to run in score position. Don't take a chance of a double play. And something the A's, yesterday afternoon, had every position player out working on sacrifice.
The tied runners aboard with nobody out in the 9th. The throw to first, and Rosales dives back. For Jim Johnson, it's his 5th appearance this year. No record. He's worked 3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. No walks, 3 strikeouts. Right-hander, here's the set. And throws, and Pennington around to bunt, takes low, and it's 1-0.
I was going to say, I always like to hit and run, too, if you have a contact hitter, which everybody should be, because you have a lot of all the infielders moving around, assuming a bunt is going to be happening.
Wigginton, edge of the grass at third. At first, of course, Atkins holding the runner. And the 1-0 delivery by Johnson. Pennington takes inside. Now the count 2-0. Would you take a strike at this point?
I'd say square around and be ready to go. But right now, I don't know if the pitch that Rosales hit was a strike. Inside and got the base hit to left center. So his control has not been that great so far for Johnson.
Outfield toward left, switch hitter batting left. And the 2-0 pitch is bunted down the first baseline. A beauty down to get it. Atkins flips to Lugo on the bag for the out, and the sacrifice works. 3-4 on the sacrifice. Atkins made the play. Flipped to the second baseman, Lugo on the bag. Going to second on the play was Rosales, and Rajay Davis is coming up. Good execution.
Yeah, great execution. It figured 2-0. You got to get a pretty good pitch to bunt, because he does not want to take a chance on walking.
Eric Patterson comes in the game to run at second base for Rosales. So Patterson running for Rosales. Rosales continues to sparkle. He was 2 for 4 today. So Rajay Davis with the A's down 3-2 in the 9th, and Jim Johnson, a tall right-hander, 5th round pick of the Orioles in 2001, had 10 saves last year and made 64 appearances. First base side of the rubber. Wigginton even with the bag at third. And the pitch to Rajay on the way. And he's around to bunt. He takes a strike in the outside corner.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. You sacrifice a runner to second base, put him in scoring position, because you have at least a couple of chances to drive him in. And we've seen it happen too much this year with other teams.
There's a big hole, though, on the right side of the infield. And Rajay takes a shot toward right, fouls it off to the right, but now he's in a hole in the count 0-2. Raj had a couple big hits for the A's last year. Little flares to right field in the 9th inning. Montañez, the left fielder, is shallow and shaded toward the line, and center Jones 2 steps toward left center, and right field Markakis straight up. 3-2 Orioles in the 9th. And the pitch by Johnson is swung on and tap foul. Raj stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes. Derek Barton on deck for the A's. The pinch runner Patterson's at second base. Johnson checks to get his sign. Davis, a right-handed hitter. Lugo trying to bird dog the runner, trying to keep Patterson close. And the 0-2 delivery. The pause in the pitch. Raj checks, and the ball gets away. He swung and missed, and the ball goes over the backstop. And Davis is at first, and Patterson's at third.
That's unbelievable.
He missed a pitch, and it was such a bad pitch that the catcher, Wieters, had no chance. It was strike 3, and the ball went into the stands.
That's a big hop.
That's a strikeout wild pitch. Do you believe that? I've never seen that before. I mean, we've seen strikeout wild pitches before, but not one that ricochets over the backstop into the crowd.
You know, if the ball had stayed in play, had hit the, I mean, it was so high it went over the back fence. if it hits the pitch, Rajay's probably at second, and maybe Patterson scores.
Amazing.
Because Wieters' momentum was going forward. Ball, and watching a replay, looked like he hit in front of Wieters and then hit off his mitt into the seats.
Wow. Rick Krennis, the pitching coach of the Orioles, goes out. And the Orioles have to be thinking, what else can happen to us?
Rajay's going to steal second. That's what's going to happen. And now you decide you're going to throw through or not.
That's a good point. How do the A's play this here, Ray, first and third?
Well, I mean, Rajay, if he's not going to be staying at first base. And if he takes off, it's really a big threat. I would not expect, although Wieters has a strong arm, but you have to really be careful because you speed at third if the throw goes through the second.
And if he steals second, that means the A's would have the chance. They wouldn't have a double play possibility. Right. 1 out, 3-2 Orioles, runners at first and third. And the pitch to Barton by Jim Johnson. He throws and Barton takes in the dirt. It gets away. Davis goes to second. Patterson holds at third. Well, there you go. Jim Johnson with a wild pitch. So Rajay didn't have to steal. So now the A's have runners at second and third, down by a run, and Barton, a good contact hitter. Let's see if the Orioles decide to walk him. And that's what they're going to do. So they're going to walk Barton. What a wacky inning.
Well, remember, this is not the go-ahead run at third. It's not like you walk the bases loaded intentionally because that's still the time run at third. A's are still down by 1.
That's right. And Ryan Sweeney, who's been a very good clutch hitter for this ball club since he joined the team, will be coming up. Today, he's actually 1 for 1. Singled, walked, had a sac fly, and walked again. So the bases are loaded with 1 out in the ninth. It's 3-2 Orioles. Eric Patterson, the pinch runner, he's over at third. Rajay Davis at second, and Barton's at first, and the fans are on their feet. The A's trying to improve their record in 9-4. Sweeney, a left-handed hitter. The infield is double play depth. Jim Johnson, first base side of the rubber. The runners lead. The pitch by Johnson is taken inside 1-0, and he's all over the place.
Now, it does set up a double play, but Johnson's having a tough time throwing strikes. And Barton at first base, and of course, first and third would come to the plate on the ground ball, but Barton could up in the middle infield.
Here's the pitch to Sweeney, a strike in the outside corner, a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kuzminoff is on deck. Outfield toward left. They're playing the other way. Left-hander hitter deep in the box. An even stance. Johnson, first base side of the rubber. And with the bases loaded, here's the 1-1 on the way. Low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. A single, a sacrifice, a strikeout, wild pitch. Another wild pitch, and an intentional walk. Loading the bases with the A's down by a run in the bottom of the ninth. Sweeney waves the wood a couple of times. He's ready. Johnson is ready. And now the 2-1 pitch on the way is swung on in line, foul down the left side. Kind of a protecting swing, an inside-out swing. Line drive foul down the left field line. Now the count's 2-2. And now Sweeney trying to battle and make contact here. Kuzminoff in the on-deck circle. The left fielder Montañez has shifted well over toward the line. Infield playing double play depth. Now Sweeney calls time and steps out. In center field, Jones couple steps toward left center. Markakis, the right fielder, couple steps toward right center. They're playing the other way for Sweeney. With the bases loaded, the 2-2 delivery is taken inside. It's blocked by Wieters. Now it's 3-2. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the ninth, fans on their feet. Orioles leading the A's 3-2.
Big time block by Wieters, and he has had 2 wild pitches. So you know your pitcher, especially with a breaking ball, has not thrown a strike yet with any sort of a wrinkle.
Now Johnson steps off. High drama at the Coliseum. Everybody's standing. Ryan Sweeney taps the plate with his bat. He's ready. Johnson has the sign. First base side of the rubber. The 3-2 on the way is a line drive. Base hit to right field. Patterson scores. Davis in outfield. There's a throw by Markakis. It's offline, and the A's have won the game. Ryan Sweeney, a 2-run single to right field, scoring Patterson from third, scoring Davis from second, and the A's have come back in the bottom of the ninth with 2 runs And they're going nuts at the Coliseum.
What a great at bat by Ryan Sweeney. It's not that easy when your pitcher is having a tough time throwing strikes. And you saw the one, as you described, he fouled it off like he's protecting just the second strike. Then he gets 3 and 2, has to make sure he gets a strike. He does. And what was really interesting, Rajai Davis read it perfectly off second. Patterson went back to third to tag. Rajai almost caught him as it crossed home plate. So what a great finish to a ball game that the A's just don't quit.
There's been some magic so far in the East Bay, Ray.
Yeah,
and in the Orioles clubhouse, a devastating defeat in the category of what else can go wrong for the Orioles.
But the thing about the A's, it is early. The 9th win. This is 3 walk-offs already in this young season for the A's. The longer this goes, the more confidence they have that even though they're down in the 9th inning, they can come back and win. And some great at-bats by the A's in this 9th inning.
Good things happen when Rajai Davis gets on base, too, right?
Even a wild pitch. I've never seen a wild pitch go in the back, the stands completely over the back screen, the back netting, and yet go into the seats. Unbelievable, but what a win.
Ryan Sweeney comes through with a 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th. The A's win it 4-3. Back with the totals after this.